Hello, 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 hello. Are we in? Let me just triple check, as every single show, just to see how bad I did it this time. It's gonna take a minute, because tech has to catch up. And yep, we're going out. We're live one more time. And to everybody joining us or watching in the minute, Happy New Year! Let me just keep it a little change. Let's start. You see, welcome to Six Oscillators, where guitars and synthesizers collide. The show where you come for the information and you stay for the train wreck. Like this. Give me a second, because this is not the right light. Tech, huh? Here we are. 2nd of January 2026. We've passed the first quarter of the century, and we're aiming rampantly to a new year of novelties, a new year of toys, a new year of synths or guitars or bass or guitars. Remember, you guitar player, you're also welcome here. Every synthesizer that hangs on your neck is welcome here. You're all very much welcome, because that's where you belong. That's where synthesizers and guitars and things that don't look like they used to, they're all mashed together in one single effort to do music, beautiful music, or ugly music. Do you like ugly music? Let's make ugly music. Why not? Good. What do I have for you tonight? Nothing. Bye-bye. No, I mean, there's no theme tonight. It's just gonna be a little hang. It's just gonna be a bunch of friends that decided that they don't care if people see them mingling with me, with this nut job, talking about things that don't belong together, like synthesizers and guitars. Yeah, come and get me. And we're gonna just introduce new friends, reintroduce old friends, have a catch up, and talk about tech, past, and future. Because I would like to obviously ask, because this is the time, this is the season, what did Santa brought you? Santa doesn't exist. Never said so. Or what are you planning on buying next? Or what are you eager to put your hands, because that's the final piece to the puzzle of your sound or your musical journey creation. But also with the newcomers, as usual, we put them through the penalty of, the new boy goes through penalty, obviously, through the who are you, where do you come from, and why would, not why, but why would it be interesting to listen to you? Because everybody under the sun has something to say, has an opinion, has an image, has an experience to share. And that's all this show is about. It's about sharing the experience of, hey, this tech is really badass. It's really awesome. But why do we feel coy about sharing it or talking about it or even promoting it or pushing it to the limit? Because if the users don't push it to the limit, the manufacturers definitely won't push the envelope because there's not a call for it. And some of us know that some manufacturers really need to start pushing the envelope or go back to pushing the envelope like they used to back in the day. Back in my day, shouting at the crowds and all that stuff. So for that purpose, just get ready for a Sleeper's Loop, a roller coaster of memories, wishes, joy, news, and old news, new stuff, old business, new business, like Mr. Adam says. First, old business. Not because it's old, definitely not. It's just as old as I could be, or not that age matters for whatever reason. It's really a freaking number on my business card. But he is the latest nut job that decided that this is a good place to be. Poor sod. And you saw him in the last show with all his expertise about VCV and audio engineering for his long experience. And welcome him back, my what I like to be called friend, Mr. Uncle Chrome. How are you doing, man?
Hey, welcome. How you doing?
Not
Good
bad
to see
myself.
You tonight.
Happy to see you, as always.
So your color purple there is so wonderful. I am loving that because off to the side, if I can rotate my camera briefly here.
Slowly, don't break it.
Whoop, yeah, don't break it. Hey, it's Jeff's camera, not mine. So there's a couple of things over here you could see. One is a brand new box. When you said, like, what did we get and all? Well,
oops, sorry. Wrong
guy. There it is.
No, come for the train wreck. There you are. You are.
So my Behringer Pro 800 was my birthday and Christmas present because I'm a December baby.
Good.
So I get double if I want, and that was my present to me. But behind it, I go this way here, is the venerable and Sonic Fismo synthesizer, which I've been enjoying. Pulled it off the shelf. You can see the hole in the wall there. But pulled it off the shelf and been relearning it and having fun with it. I jammed with it recently and made a video with it. And it's joy. So and its colors are, of course, that purple that you have behind you there. Just beautiful. So
all around, in fact.
Yeah,
awesome, but okay.
Fismo. So you're in Fismo purple land to me. There's really no other synth that has that color.
Oh, wouldn't
I don't
change
think
that.
that color.
Probably some of the new ones, more of the model or new core generation. The small 3-octave ones could have it. Ooh, we got people coming. Hey
Keith,
welcome.
How you doing, buddy?
So, give me 3 headlines about the Pro 800. Why did you buy it?
Why did I buy the Pro 800? So,
in 3 sentences.
In 3 sentences, first, it's an 8-voice synthesizer. It's a mono-synth still, but it's 8-voice. It's an emulation of the Pro 600, but it's basically, if you, back in the day of the Pro 600, if you'd said, why didn't they just do this or add this or whatever? It sounds like to some degree that's what Behringer did. So they said, we're going to make the 600 that should have been made. And it has, patch storage. It's, it's a modern synthesizer. It has MIDI. And so basically
as in to receive, because it has no keyboard, right?
Yeah, it has no keyboard, so I'm going to hook up, I have all sorts of devices to talk MIDI, or pretend to. But basically, it's, so with tax and, at my door here, it was exactly $400 and change.
Yeah,
and it's like, you know what, why not? So I've been on a little of these Behringer monosynth kicks this year. Got a Wasp, I got the...
nice.
I'm having a brain fart here. The Wasp,
Join the club.
the Cat,
You
and
got the cat and Wasp,
and the K2 Mark II.
which is the
The
equivalent to the
MS-20.
MS-20.
That's an
Korg
MS-20 clone. Yep. And
Well,
beautiful, and it had a lot of fun
should
with
we
them.
should
So
we keep it
that's
saying
it.
clone because
Yeah, it's a clone because it's not the same.
yeah, but
You can't AB
that's
them,
my
you
point.
can't-
That's why
you
it's
can't
not a
generate
clone.
the same. You can't generate the same signal and invert and null. So it's a they're just trying to make it's almost a
Yeah, but that's because I saw
tribute.
one of my many YouTube. I spend my life in YouTube, so many of them is like this person was making this point that yeah, all the Behringer synthesizers, especially the one single skiff ones, can we call them clones? Because first of all, they're not cloning the whole chassis, except if any for the OBX clone.
Right.
But even if they are trying to look alike, they're not exactly alike. They're not because they're smaller components. They're smaller, they're lighter. They're like a portable version of the originals. Many of the times, like these ones, they don't even have the keyboard. Many of the times have things that the originals didn't have. So I don't think clone is the right name anymore. Recreations,
Yeah.
possibly. I think that's a closer call than clone. Because A, that's what they call it.
Yep.
Whatever they float the boat. It's a recreation. It's an inspiration that's trying to give you the closest to the experience to the original. Because, for instance, my
Exactly.
experience is the BARP 2600. That's nothing like an ARP 2600. It's not the same shape. Things are not exactly in the same spot, although they're closely. You don't have the same range. You don't have the same things. They do extra things that the original didn't do,
Yep.
and they definitely don't sound like a season original. Even a well-maintained season original would sound in 2025. Sorry, 2026.
See,
Need to catch
that's
up
where
with
I'll,
that.
I'll argue with you. If you have the basic components, and ARP
Mm-hmm.
2600 is just a brilliant arrangement of basic components.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have the basic components, they should sound. The physics says your triangle wave should sound filtered the same.
Here's my theory.
Close enough, but yeah.
Here's my theory. And once again, let's talk of what I have to compare, which is the BARP, the ARP 2600 inspired. The original one was built with, to my knowledge, with electronic parts that had anything from 20 to 10% build tolerance, as in capacitors,
Right.
capacitors, resistors, you name it, potentiometers, you name it. The BARP is made with SMT components that just because they're SMT, they start their tolerance range in 10%. They're anything from 10 to 5% tolerance. So that to me, plus the age, already makes a sonic, as in
Absolutely.
what it comes out of the speaker,
I hear you.
sonic,
Right.
different footprint.
The circuitry is not 1-to-1 identical, but it should get you in the same ballpark as the
As in, should we care about the difference? Fuck no. They both do a job and they do it good enough if you like the sound.
Well,
A completely different thing is if you go, I want to. First of all, if you go to Behringer thinking that you're buying an actual 20 or 30, 45-year-old synthesizer from back then made in America, you're delusional. You go to Behringer because my case was, I want the experience. I
Right.
want a synthesizer controlled with faders because my brain does not really compute with wheels. At least at my beginning footsteps with synthesizers, where I was already a brain ache to understand what am I doing. If I then put it also into wheels that don't really tell me anything visually, makes my learning curve even steeper. That's why I went for the. Also, my second deciding feature was the fact that the 2600 was already designed with a teaching ethos behind him. As in, it was laid the way that it would be better understandable for new synthesis learners, which to me is
hey,
win-win.
Andy, how you doing? Andy just showed up.
Welcome. The doors are open. Just knock in. And because somebody's already waiting for us, so I'm going to make this short. And the third factor was, it was blue.
Yeah.
So
that's it. And for me, honestly,
they got me there.
I mean, I bought these 4 little guys because, as they are emulations, they're emulations of a great tool, and I don't care if they're exact emulations. You know, I have different hammers that aren't quite the same and do different jobs, but they're fun hammers, and that's all there is to it. And these are, the price is right there. As long as the only thing my comment has ever been about Behringer is the quality. And I think in the past several years, since COVID, it seems like, in particular, their quality has gotten a little better, and I've been fortunate. That's it.
Yeah,
but
no, that's true. They have improved a significant percent. I would say 3-5%. And my experience with Behringer products of any kind, on guitar, on mixing, on live audio, is, as in very, very broad strokes, my experience with Behringer is, if it doesn't break in the first year, it might never break.
Right.
So,
or in the case of it was Espen Kraft was just like unboxing their, they came out with those Neve equivalents, the 33609. And he's like doing it, unboxing and test of that. And about the first thing he does is snap off one of the main buttons. Just like pops right off. It's like, ah.
But you see,
like, that's the kind of thing. That people are like, oh, that's Behringer. And it's like, well, maybe you shouldn't be pulling that button like that.
That doesn't really compute to me, because you're trying to get a piece that, a dish, a food, a meal, which recipe is 100% based on the ingredient quality, on the component quality, pre-selected, pre-matched, everything. Chassis designed to withstand a fucking nuclear holocaust, as an over-engineered to the wazoo.
Are they okay?
But you want to buy that for 1,000th of the price.
Right.
That to me is closer to delusional, mate.
Sure.
You cannot. I mean, half the price will already be a stretch. But
it. Absolutely not.
Moving on. And by the way, everybody in the audience, remember, this show has no allegiance with any manufacturer. Any gear we say, show, speak, demonstrate, or bitch about has never been provided to us by any of the original manufacturers. Everything you see on screen and or here is being purchased with our own hard-earned money, right? That's why we take the liberty to speak our minds and show our real people experience of those particular items we particularly purchased. And talking about new friends and new stories and new experiences, we had a new friend coming today. Goes by the handle of Guitar Fool.
Maybe I should preface this, because after last month, I'm a guitar poser. Those things on the wall behind me are just,
and
I'll noodle on, but they're not serious toys for me, or tools, excuse me. But so as I started thinking about, like, who are my friends that play guitar and are interested in synthesizers, and so I thought immediately of this next fellow, my jam buddy Jeff Brown, also known as Guitar Fool. And so take it away, Eddie.
And here he is. In a little second, when I actually managed to learn this.
I'm back.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good. I had to revert back to my old webcam. This guy running off of USB. I just got him this morning. Running off the USB, apparently he doesn't suck enough power to make up for his battery loss. So he died on me just before you started.
Don't you love tech? Don't we all?
Yeah.
So I'm going to pass the microphone to you for 5 minutes to introduce yourself to whoever is watching. At this moment, I see 2 people, which is a success for this show usually. And please let us know, who are you and how the hell did you manage to get such an awesome modular synthesizer? Your fault because you're showing it on camera. Off you go.
Yeah. Well, I'm Jeff Brown, born in 1954. I won't give you my date of birth, but I don't even give that to YouTube. But
good boy.
I started learning classical guitar when I guess I was 16, and I wanted to start a lot earlier than that, but I had a father that didn't think I would stick with it, and I made him eat those words. But I really, I came in classical guitar actually kind of from the side, because what I was really into was basically old country blues. And that's not country and western blues. That's
nice.
Blues from the Mississippi Delta region. And was really into all that stuff. And in Guitar Player magazine, there was the first article about Christopher Parkening when he was just starting out. And he said that he was told to start studying classical first because everything else then would be easy. And he was right.
Obviously.
Yeah, his cousin told him that, and who was also his first guitar teacher. And he was right. I mean, it just kind of revolutionized everything. I mean, because in classical guitar, you learn proper technique from the get-go. And every other style, they just, okay, here's your guitar, pick it up, you hold it like a farm implement and just go. And that's, whereas the classical guitar, I mean, that was in Italy and Spain, from the 16th century.
Yep.
Technique was evolving. And it wasn't just everybody learning on their own. And
so there's wait a minute. Okay, let's get personal.
Yeah.
Let me introduce you. My name is Íñigo Montoya. You killed my father. No. My name is Eduardo.
Yeah.
I'm Spanish. I have certain minute knowledge about Spanish guitar. This guitar, as we know it, as the one behind you, 6 strings, deep box, wide neck, was not actually manufactured until the 17th. Well, 18th, later 18th was starting to get some, you would call lutes, started evolving towards that.
Well,
the first concert, as we call it, concert guitar, was, I can't remember if it was Sabicas or Tarrega. Is a 20th century evolution.
That was the Jose Ramirez the first. That's the modern guitar, but it had its roots all the way back to 4 strings, and it goes way back.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, you're right that was the origin of the concept of
guitar, right?
A wooden box with, back then, gut strings that you plug more on the tradition sometimes of the lyre, of the little Roman harp, or in Spain, in fact, because it's never good to understate the impact of the Muslim empire into the Spanish culture and into the creation of the cítara, which then became the guitarra, the Spanish guitar.
Yeah.
So a lute was kind of the Christian side of it. The cítara was the kind of the Muslim side, and then merged, but it wasn't loud enough. So all the evolutions to get to the shape you have behind was to try to give them a standing chance against a traditional violin, cello, strings, and brass orchestra. And they still didn't manage, because if obviously, I'm not telling you anything new, probably to some people who are listening. Most of the concerts, classical concerts you see, either the orchestra plays extremely pianissimo, or medley mezzo, or the guitar is just coming in and out against the orchestra, is interweaving itself with the orchestra, because not until it was allowed, came to an amplification level that made it louder but not uglier, which that was a race, as you well know, that took barely a century, because the first amplification systems, and we're talking about microphones, not even talking about under saddle pickups or any type of pickup, would not give the sweetness and the resolution that you could hear on a parlor size environment from a guitar, nylon string even. And the Spanish tradition never wanted to go to make the strings made out of steel, because they thought it was a very ugly sound.
Yeah.
So they stick to that. And back to you.
Yep. Well, that's been the whole thing about the guitar anyway. It was
Yes.
And the Torres pattern, Antonio blah 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 de Torres, he was going. It was to get a louder guitar, and basically that kind of froze the classical guitar, and it's kind of been stuck with that body pattern ever since.
Although the newest advances that I am aware, I mean anything from 2000 and beyond, because on the boot selection there's not much left to do, because on the boot processing there's not much left to do. The biggest advances that I am aware is being on the bracings of the top.
Yeah.
That is still a science that is still ongoing, to my knowledge.
But there's in Lutherie, and I kind of getting back to that. I always wanted to build a guitar, but I've been playing classical guitar for 55 years, but I still been playing blues, rock and roll, all of that stuff. I've got lots of guitars, mostly finger style though. I never was good at holding on to a flat pick.
It's a technique on its own.
But my fingers would always get sweaty and they'd slip out. I always liked the heavy picks. And but as I got older, my hands recently quit sweating. So I can hold. So I can hold a pick. And there's one video on my website where I played a piece that was like on my bucket list. It was one piece I want to master and be able to perform someday. And there's a video of me playing it, and about 30 seconds into it, there's this one very simple passage on the sixth string, and my hands started to sweat, and I screwed it up. So, that's
a very good segue. Let me just make up a real silly point here. Is that I want to resonate with somebody that another YouTuber said, is that it's a little unfair that musician is the only profession where perfection is the only level.
Yeah.
Because, as you said, you said 15, 16 minutes into the piece? Or 6 minutes? How long did you say?
No, it was, trying to think. Probably 20, 30 seconds into it, maybe.
Okay. Anyway, doesn't really matter, because
it's like the 20th measure, I think, but something like that.
It doesn't really matter, but do you see what I mean? It's like, I missed one note.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't believe the amount of notes that Keith Richards missed in his entire life, let alone in one gig. So why are we supposed to be perfect? Because we musicians are our worst critics, and because we walk on the shoulders of giants. Because some of the greatest musicians manage, and that's what they don't tell you, after thousands of repetitions to do one perfect take.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the audience, because that's the only contact with that artist that they might have ever had, they think, that means that every time they play it, it's perfect.
No.
Okay, we're not gonna break it to you. We're not gonna be that guy, the guy that tells you that Santa doesn't exist. Already said it. But I just think it's not fair. We are allowed, we're humans. I mean, if you miss one note, who cares? You got the next one right, didn't you?
You go on, yeah. Well,
Exactly.
I kind of gave up the attitude of trying to give a perfect performance. I gave that up 20-some years ago. And during the coffee house eras around the turn of the century, I just go in there and say, if I screw up, I screw up.
Exactly.
And what you do is you just own it. Okay, I screwed up. Keep going.
Funny.
And
That's
you
it.
don't panic and throw up on off stage before you get on and all that stuff. It's just no. I once you get to walk out on stage, there's nothing more you can do. All your practicing and preparations behind you, so just do it, enjoy it. And
I got 2 life lessons. One from the Gene Simmons School of Rock and Roll. If you make a mistake, look at the audience deep in the eye and make your face understand that you meant it.
oh yeah,
And second, from one of my favorite films, it's called 28 Days with Sandra Bullock. It's about rehabilitation from drug abusers or addicts in general. And one of the lessons in it is life is like a baseball pitcher. You can't control where the ball goes. All you can control is your body position, your finger position, your arm speed, and your arm direction. Once the ball left your
raise your
hand,
hands. Yeah.
that's off to God.
Yep.
And so it should be. The minute you're on stage, look at the audience deep in the eyes and act like you meant it and do your best. Because your best is way better than most of the people in the audience can do.
Yeah.
So, but that is classical guitar. That black wall is not a classical guitar.
No, that's a product of a sick mind.
Join the club.
Yeah. I got very interested into electronic music not long after I started playing guitar, but I guess it got really serious about, I'd have to say, my junior year of college, and like 1974, 75, 76. And there was, it was Roger Pell's Cosmic Furnace. It was just like, that just
So,
now.
for my ignorance, could you please explain who Roger Pearl is to people like me who don't know?
Keyboard player. He was with Todd Rundgren's Utopia later on.
Okay.
And he's a
Professional
really,
keyboard player.
yeah, piano and synthesizers. And at the time he did that album, he was just kind of in the background. I mean, it wasn't until he joined Todd Rundgren's band, which was still pretty early on in Todd. It was after Runt, I think. He was keyboard player with him. But at the time, he was kind of artist in residence at ARP Instruments. And
well, there wasn't much to choose back then, was it?
well, it was ARP and Moog and Buchla on the West Coast.
Well, Buchla, big quotation marks for life rock and roll. Not gonna happen, is it?
But Buchla was kind of off into like traditional music. It's just blah. And because, well, there's a long story of that, but you had Moog and you had ARP, and that was about it. And so on this album, he's got a 2600, he's got a 2500, he's got a Whiteface Odyssey, and the concert grand piano. Okay. And it's all overdubs, of course. It's just him, and some absolutely wonderful stuff. It's just wow. And,
did you ever got the chance to watch him live?
No.
Okay.
And, but that kind of really got me interested, and I started listening more and more electronic music after that. Now I had heard Wendy Carlo switched on Bach, back in high school. I loved it.
Cool.
And of course, at the time, I was also inspired by Segovia Plays Bach album on the guitar. So I was playing Bach on the guitar and listening and just enjoying it. And
okay, I have to ask all the hard questions, okay?
yeah.
So let's do it face to face, okay?
Got nothing to hide.
Can I move here? Can I move? No. Okay. So this is not going to work. Back to this. So, what was about synthesizers that make you turn your head around? Can you put it in a sentence?
Like in a phrase.
Sure.
Just the unlimited variety of sound you can get.
So you're one of mine.
Yeah, it's just like you can do, with that I can do anything.
Yeah.
I need a truck to move it, but I can do anything.
And some friends.
Yeah. Well, the individual cases, there's 15 of them. One person can carry 2 of them. That's not a problem.
Okay. Because let's just state the obvious. That's not exactly what Moog modules or systems were designed as. What is this? Please tell us.
It is a potpourri.
Good.
It's Moog format. Mm-hmm. I got the cabinets from synthesizers.com. They were this is 25 years ago, almost.
So they're vintage already.
Yeah. And I got blank panels from him. Mm-hmm. And there was, were you familiar with electromusic.com?
No, sorry.
It started out about that time. That was the sudden big boom of modular synthesizers. Suddenly they were, forget all the digital stuff, analog modular. And that was just
the roots, I call it.
Yeah, but that was and that website's still going. And I can't think of his name right now.
Turn the club.
And I hate myself for it. He's the one that started electromusic.com.
Okay.
And at that time,
Somebody in the chat might know.
And
in fact, let me check. Let me bring this person back.
Howard Moskowitz.
Howard Moskowitz.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
He was the one. And he has been a performer at our Electronica Fest a couple of times. And it was great to meet him.
Performer what?
Electronica Fest. It started out.
Is that you got in common with Uncle Chrome?
Yes. That started 16 plus about 18 years ago. Mm-hmm. I don't remember. That was at the National Electronics Museum. They decided to have just kind of a festival of electronic music. Just local performers, and some of them came from pretty far away. And it's just like an all-day festival. However many performers. It starts at noon, and it never ends before 8. It usually runs to 9, 10, 11.
You mean 8 p.m.?
Yes.
For a second, you sounded like one of the kids going to 8 a.m.
No,
through the night.
No,
excuse my silliness on the joke.
But
that's a full-on rock day of scenes and.
It's my favorite day, and it's the first November, first Saturday in November every year.
Okay. And, how nice was the last one?
I love it. It's my favorite day of the year.
Good.
I mean, it's better than Christmas. It just
it is.
I go nuts.
It definitely doesn't cost you as much.
No,
I don't know how much is the ticket, but it's definitely not as much as Christmas costs.
Well, if you're a performer, it's free.
Oh, come on!
But the tickets are usually $10.
As I said, that's nothing compared to normal Christmas to normal people.
And it's at it's moved to National Electronic Museum, merged with System Source Computer Museum.
Okay.
And it's a big museum, and that's where there's a little space reserved for the concerts, and you can just wander around and geek out on all the stuff. That's great.
It's great, and that reminds me. Once I well didn't pitch, but I suggested to somebody that I thought he would agree. Because I am the potential customer. I don't think it does exist, and I would be the first one to buy a copy of a Michelin guide of electronic enclaves, as in where are the synth museums in the world,
Yeah.
but with all the details. Times they open, times they close, times price of the ticket. You get the factories that are amenable. They have tour to watch the factory. I mean, when Moog was still being built in USA, or the USA division, I think they were amenable to do plant factory tours. I think, I'm not sure, but I would love to have that information, mostly because since I'm never ever gonna be able to visit the mall, if I ever get any chance, I would like to study it and choose. Oh, this year I'm gonna put all my pennies to go to the Switzerland Synthesizer Museum, which I've been told it's amazing. It's like they have everything, all of it, and if you book with enough advance, they would allow you to play with them for a big chunk of hours. I think they're open like 8 hours a day, and then they will give you like 4 or 5 hours of playing. But you need to book the specific item so they can get it ready for you. But yeah, if somebody did that Michelin guide of shops, museums, expositions, performances, venues, all in one book, I would be the first one buying one. Going on. So next question.
We have one here.
Sorry.
So,
what do you mean?
So as far as synth museums, up in Philadelphia is the EMEAP, EMEAPP collection.
Yeah.
And
thankfully,
I don't know that they're
big
necessarily. I don't know that they're like the one of everything, kind of like the one in Switzerland or others around the globe. But their collection is singular and unique. That's all I can say.
Well, what I've heard so far, if they don't have one of everything, they have one of 95% of everything. Yeah, EMEAP is one of the places. But as I said, this is one, and it took me 3 years to learn about them.
Oh, yeah.
It would be easier to just, just buy blah, blah, blah guide.
Well, the thing is, you
all of them.
gotta have some funds, because you gotta then go up to Calgary and see Tonto, right?
And in fact, I should go to Calgary and see Tonto for 2 reasons. Wanna get what's the other one? Wanna guess?
To see Tonto?
That's one, because Tonto and all the linkage to every album from the 70s, 80s, or even 60s. But there's a second reason that it's even more geeky than that.
For
I'm
Calgary,
a fanatic follower of Phantom of the Paradise.
Oh.
Are you familiar with it?
Oh, yeah.
Any of you?
I can't say I ever saw it. I might have in college.
You must.
I
really must. It's so cheesy. It's tons of fun.
It was very campy, but we had that midnight movie theater, show on campus, and that's the kind of movie that would roll through, for the midnight showings. But
Guitarful, are you familiar with this film?
I'm not. No.
Phantom of Paradise.
So
it's really cheesy.
Yeah, it's.
Write it down. First of all, is the let's call it the illegitimate child of the composer, which I say I'm a big fan, and I can't even remember his name. Is this very controversial singer-songwriter from the 60s, 70s, more 70s, that looked like a child? Very short, blonde hair, more like a Beatle-ish hairdo.
Paul Williams.
Exactly, Paul Williams. So he got hired to do the music and the writing, but the story was basically Phantom of the Opera. Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom of the Opera, mostly. So they tried to do a spin-off, a turnaround on that, on an American way, more on a rock and roll way. The result is worth watching once in a lifetime. But as I said, we're talking B-level horror musical.
I love it.
You might love it.
Yeah.
And Tonto, it's on screen at least 6 or 7 minutes of the film.
Okay.
To the point that they made Tonto, or at least what you could see on the screen, 50% of what one of the characters evolved into. Because Tonto was the voice of the phantom. So that's the second reason. So if you're into that cheesy film,
Yeah,
and if
I
you
gotta
like
see that.
synthesizers, as I said, it's one of those, don't get any expectations, just roll with the punches, let it finish, and after that, try to erase that from your memory. If you
can.
I
It's one of
argue.
those.
I argue.
I'm sold.
You should actually think about remaking it.
Do you think it would fly?
Why
No.
not? It's all
Because
a
there's
question
not
of.
so much music technology nowadays that would pass as
Come on,
it's gonna be the voice of a monster.
come on. It could. It's
I'm
the right.
not
It's a
too-
question of the right casting.
Obviously, but they never
and
do.
the writing. That's it.
You know,
I guarantee
do you know
you.
which other one, to me classic and also kind of a fan, they did made a remake and they effed it up?
Yeah.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Oh, they did a remake
It's
of
even
that?
a musical going on in America.
Oh yeah.
They had
I
the,
believe
the musical version going on in America, and I think even in UK, but with very, very poor repercussion.
Yeah.
Because the musical in itself is kind of, yeah. Sadly, because of the shadow screening. Because the shadow screening is what made the film a classic, not the film itself. The film itself is, once again, is forgettable, it's cheesy as can be. But it was the shadow screening involvement of the American population and the British population. I don't know what happened first, probably at the same time, and probably fitting back to each other. Is the people jumping on a stage on front of the screen, projecting the film, the picture,
Did I screw that up?
that were playing the picture on the stage at the same time that it was happening on the screen, but with their own twist and with their own attitude. And at this day, you kind of have even professional groups of shadow players, to the point that in some places, some fans are complaining that it's gone downside, it's gone commercial, because there's so much professionals that there's no much room for the little people that want to try it, they want to join the experience. But as I said, it would have to be, but then is the question, with
Can you
every
see the screen
remake.
I'm sharing? Excuse me.
Sorry?
Can you see the screen I'm sharing?
Nope.
I'm not sure it's working. You probably have to bring it in.
We got another guest coming, and which it's somebody who had messaged me, who joined our. Let's welcome him in a quick second. He's joined our Discord server, which is this little white label under my Frozen name. If you want to come and join us, if you like guitars, if you like synthesizers, but you like guitars and synthesizers, Six Oscillators is your Discord channel. Come join us, join the club, share your experience, tell us what you do, what you like to do, and how can we improve this community and make it big and welcoming, okay? So this is one of the members at the moment of the Discord group, same as Uncle Chrome is, and obviously Guitar Fool, you're welcome to do if you wish. If you don't, we won't persecute you. We don't do that. Not on the weekend. So, Mr.
Only weekdays.
We don't do it on the weekends. The rest of the week, you do, mate. So, Mr. Droid Void, welcome to the Six Oscillator family. How are you doing, mate? Is everything working?
I think so. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but if you can go to StreamYard and tick off a stereo audio, because you're on my right channel.
I see. Okay. Yeah, let me do that.
You're kind of distorted too.
There.
Distorted?
No,
There you go.
that's perfect.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, that's it.
That's perfect.
Got it.
First of all, I love the filter you're using, because you don't look as old as I thought you were You,
I'm not that
you look
old.
like the baby right here. Like you're
I
in your
might
20s.
I might be. No, I'm not in my 20s, but I don't know how old.
Yeah,
I
yes.
wouldn't want to
Come
guess how old everyone else is.
Don't do it.
I do know how old Uncle Chrome is. He has told me.
That's enough. No, he's not. He's vintage.
He's older than me. I know that. Just slightly though. But I think your camera froze actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you guys are good.
No, we can take over now.
Okay, that's cool. Well,
Hello,
At
did
any
I
rate.
reached out?
yeah, you did.
Okay,
There
yeah.
you
Good now.
There you go.
I have a cheap computer on a cheap broadband plan, so what can you say?
It
Although
happens.
nobody else should be using my internet, basically at 11:30 of the midnight in a Sunday. Well, sorry, Saturday. Is it still Saturday?
Yeah.
Well,
Be
yes,
Saturday
still Saturday
now.
for me.
Yeah,
Gotta be Sunday.
Friday
midnight.
here.
Say what?
It's Friday here.
it's Friday. It's Saturday now for you.
Exactly, it's getting there.
Yes.
Oh,
I think
we
I got the
some-
time zone thing right.
Let me just
Yeah.
quickly welcome what I think is a newbie, Nathan Shuret 3877. That wall, yeah, man. Tell me about it. We're trying to find out more
for
about
real.
that.
Yeah, it's quite distracting actually. I was looking at that.
It's like trying to talk to a woman with a double D. It's like, no, I'm not going to
Right.
down.
It's-
I'm better than that. I was raised better than that. No, I didn't. Punk.
It's really something though.
It is.
Yeah.
So, shall we just finish for a minute? Because I know you have tons of things to share, but in this go, not so much. So, the question is, did you bought all of that? Because a pair told me you built most of
Yes.
that, didn't you?
Well, that big guy there, I forget, there's like 6 or 7 modules that I bought.
Okay.
The red, there's 171 modules in there if you want to count them.
Jeez.
I've got
I thought I
over,
had a problem.
and those white cabinets underneath are storing about, I don't know how many more. I got a little over 200 modules altogether.
Oh.
And over a span of 20 years or so, I built them all. Some of them I got circuit boards for and had to populate the boards. I silk screened the panels, drill and punch out the holes, do all the hardware. And there's quite a few of them that I had to etch my own circuit boards for. But I was thinking about the electromusic.com. It was kind of a synth DIY community that just exploded, went worldwide. And Dieter
you're
Dope.
talking- DIY. My knowledge about, once again, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. I'm an ignorant on synth stuff.
Yeah.
So my perception of synths started with YouTube and Eurorack.
Yes.
Was this at the same time or
Uh,
before
at-
that time?
At and slightly before.
Slightly before, right? I thought
yeah.
so.
And it was based, a lot of people, all different formats. And then, Dieter Doepfer came along, Doepfer and Eurorack. And Eurorack, it's a little bit cheaper because, if you're sourcing parts and building modules from scratch, it's a little bit cheaper on materials, but not much.
Okay.
The whole idea is it's space saving. You can see that takes up a lot of room. And in back you can see I've got a buttload of Eurorack too, maybe even more than what's up there. And
Well,
the
some
two
people
cap-
might disagree.
yeah, the black cabinet back in the corner, that's all the Behringer mode clones.
Oh, what is that? The 55? System
Uh,
55?
no, those are all I built the cabinet.
Yeah, but I think
and,
they sold it as a pack as the System 55 if you want to.
Well, it's really kind of 2 of them.
Okay, so you just didn't go with a full bundle, you just made it to your own specs.
Well,
Right.
I bought it from Behringer, all the modules,
Yeah.
and I got it to fit perfectly. But it's 10 oscillators. The whole top row is oscillators.
Okay, let's be fully nosy. So that is the small black on the corner.
Right.
But remember, you don't put baby in the corner, okay?
Yeah.
So, is that an original vintage ARP 2600?
No, that's another thing that emerged. On the electromusic.com. People would publish their circuit board designs, so you could etch your own boards. A lot of people would just have a shop make a run of circuit boards and sell them there. Some even panels, and that was basically not a kit so much. You still had to source all the electronic components, but the panel and the case, they started selling those, and it's called the TTSH, which stands for 2600.
I think I've heard of it. Yeah, I got late. By the time I got into the game, none of that was available.
But it's
got very little.
Yeah, a lot. Everything kind of faded away. Muff Wiggler came along, which was kind of another thing like electromusic.com, and it's like everybody migrated over there. And that was like about 2008 or 10 or something like that. But and then most of us stayed on both. But all those are all the same components that were in the 2600. They're in there. The sliders are smaller. The boards are of course shrunk down, but it's like 3/4 size 2600.
A little bit like the Korg recreation, the small size recreation. But, size-wise, I don't mean it's the same sound or anything, or quality. Yeah. It's just the same size. And but my next question is the one is poking me. What is underneath it? Because it looks like 2500.
It is. It's all the Behringer 2500 clones. And I forget the guy's name. He's an electronics engineer in the UK. He and a couple of other guys in the UK, other engineers in the UK, were the ones that designed the boards and parts and everything else that Behringer mass produced for it.
Rings a bell, yeah.
And I cannot now remember his name. I can't remember even his website, but I had on my website, right there.
Yeah, the one.
I published all the 2500 maintenance document, all the schematics and everything, all the service manual stuff from the 2500.
That's interesting.
And it was about the only place you could get it all. And they had contacted me early on about some of the stuff in the schematics they couldn't read right because they did everything as blueprints and they don't print well. But anyway, I checked them out, like the oscillator. It's, we were talking about that earlier. SMT components for transistors and matched transistor pairs and integrated circuits. It's all of that on the boards. But if you count up the op amps and count out the number of transistors and everything on it, it's a clone. It's a clone of the original oscillator.
I don't doubt it.
But they did some shortcuts, like the original 2500 sequencer was 10 steps. Yeah. And they made it 8.
Yeah.
Just to make it fit into the panel nicer. They still could have done it with the 10. But
to make it fit and possibly to save for 2 potentiometers per module, which makes a ton of money for Behringer.
Yeah, but it's we were talking about Roger Powell's Cosmic Furnace.
Yeah.
You cannot recreate that with those sequencers. Because he uses all 10 steps. There's a couple other shortcuts they made, but then he came out with daughter modules to go in there, and I've got those. And like the dual envelope generators, there's 2 envelope generators. You look at it, there's 2. There's a push button for a manual gate on each one. You go down at the bottom, and there's 1 trigger and 1 gate input for both of them.
Come on.
So you can't use them separately, and it's like, why did you?
What's
do
the
that?
point?
And
buy 2.
Okay, then that would be half of the answer to my next question, because the 2500 to me is like an obtenium to me.
Yes,
okay, to my world, to my
budget.
I don't know. I'm just talking my own experience. Therefore, I haven't idealized, as in is the holy grail of the synthesizers. Obviously, I will never be able to afford to own, but it's the one I would love to feel the experience. That's one of the ones I would, if I go to the Switzerland Museum, I want to try the 2500. And I want to go through all the good, the bad, and the ugly. Then my question to you is, what stopped you from doing, let me get back, the Matrix? Because
The
you
Matrix
have the
switches.
know-how, you have the know-how. Hello, Synth-Tar. I'll be with
Hey,
you in a
everybody.
second.
Yeah, no worries.
Hey, Andy.
What stopped you to do the Matrix?
Well, Cherry made the Cherry switches, the Matrix switches.
What do you mean, Cherry?
And the little switches, the sliding switches all along the bottom of the 2500 cabinets and the top.
Yeah,
It does all the routing of the signals.
Yeah, but you see, you're talking to somebody who knows nothing.
Yeah.
You say Cherry. To
That's
me,
the
it's
company.
Cherry Audio, the VST instrument.
No,
Okay.
this is a manufacturer, like Switchcraft or whatever. And they're sliding switches. In other words, like you've got the sliding on and off switches, and sometimes, these go, there's 10 all the way up. And there's just just a whole row of those. And that's your Matrix.
Yeah.
And a couple other synth manufacturers, mainly in the UK, started using Gilmetti, which is just like a pin board for your patching.
Pin matrices.
And those you can still get. They're very expensive. The Cherry switches were extremely expensive.
No wonder.
Alan Perlman called the 2500 the Cadillac of synthesizers, but it was really the Bentley. It's the Maserati because of the price. And but it was that whole matrix switching thing was really the beauty of that thing. And
sorry,
I got involved.
You said price. Was the 25 the one that was 40 grand, or was the 26 the one that was 40 grand back in 73?
It was a 25. It has always been the most expensive.
Cool. No wonder.
It's outrageous.
But the question is, what did stop you? The fact that the parts weren't unobtainium, or because you didn't see the point?
Yeah, they're unobtainable. And there was a guy on Facebook. I can't remember his name now. And a friend of his, Jamie, I forget his last name. He was the engineer. They were going to recreate 2500, and they were going to manufacture the circuit boards, the panels, and they were going to have a custom run of the Cherry switches for it.
Okay. So no, it's not.
And so I jumped into that.
Good. It's not the same one, because are you familiar with Analog Solutions in UK?
Yeah.
Have you seen his version of it? He went the pin matrix route. It's not the sound of a 2500, because all that synthesizer is based on its own oscillators and its own filters and its own stuff. But the physical hands-on experience looks to be the closest you can buy brand new nowadays.
Now,
we're all drooling about it, aren't we all?
Well, I've thought about with that, and I've got so many. I love building things. I have all my life, and when I retired, we had to move to a bigger house, so I'd have room for all this.
Okay, it's usually the other way around.
Upsize, and it's getting crowded. I love it.
Okay, let me explain why I'm laughing, right? Just on this camera, what I can see is that room that you calling crowded is 4 times the size of this room I'm still shoving gear into.
Yeah.
I laugh because the concept of a small room or small house for an American is sometimes, I don't know how to call it without being rude, is disproportionate to what a UK people call a small house.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Because we can fit 4 of ours in one of yours, basically, right? That's why I laugh, not because it's reasonable. It's because, I understand you. I know what you mean is getting crowded, but try to do that here.
Yeah. Well, up to about 6 years ago, all of this I did have crammed into a room your size, quarter the
Okay.
size.
So
And
you
was a
appreciate
galley.
the expansion.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was a galley, so it wasn't so bad. I mean, it was
Yeah.
you run back and forth. You know.
Well, it wasn't so bad since most of what you showed you can hang on the wall,
Yeah.
on a massive wall, if you ask me.
Well, this
Thank you
is
very much.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
But this is what we affectionately call a synth of doom. Basically, if it falls over on you, you're gone. You know.
You're doomed, yes. I
And,
get you. I totally understand you.
And I had this in that little room on those same cabinets, but I think I had like 4 cabinets less back then. And
As in sidewise or highwise? Sidewise.
no, sidewise.
Okay.
It was same height. And I was
We
at
can
work.
see 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 cabinets right now, right?
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, 3 times 5. So
And-
3 less, basically. So 12 cabinets.
And they're all, some of them are recreations of vintage modules.
You know, I understand, yeah.
And
Inspired in.
yeah,
inspired
well,
by.
they're in, like, I've got a lot of Buchla, but they're in Moog format.
Oh,
So there's a lot of design work, but there's a little bit of everything in there. I mean, there's not too many duplicates, and I don't have
Okay.
enough oscillators. So
let's be daft. Do you have distortion in that thing? Without cranking volume, as in actual
mean
distortion.
a distortion module.
Yes.
I have one module. I didn't build it. Is a clipping module.
Okay. Clip it.
Now
is
I've got. You don't want to even see my stomp box collection. Built a lot of stomp boxes, and I've got
Shall we leave that to?
some other time.
Because first of all, you're more than welcome, and I thank you very much to use your New Year's time to come and spend this time with us. You will be more than welcome to come into this, let's call it, show as often as you wish. So if you wish to come back, should we leave the guitar collection to a more guitar-centric show?
Yeah.
Shall we?
Oh yes.
Okay. Are we winking?
Actually, I wanted to ask if you had any Moon Modular or 5U stuff.
Made by Robert Moog.
No, the Moon Modulars.
Moon.
Yeah, Moon
No,
Modular. Yeah.
Yeah, there's all modules I built, and the Moon are pretty good. There's another company that actually before them that did Moog form, actually Moog clones. I can't remember who they are now, but and one of them was Kevin Leitner, Synth-Tar.
Okay. Yeah.
He was the one. He got a couple of those and looked at them, and he thought they were really crappily made. And his main issue was the Switchcraft jacks. They left off the washers.
Oh no.
It's like, well, you can go on DigiKey or Mouser and buy just the washers and put them on yourself. Whatever. That's a cosmetic.
That resonates with me. I don't have a penny mentality. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But there's some good stuff. I just I don't have room for it. But we had about was it 6 years ago? We had that earthquake, that big earthquake here. I think it was like a 6.7 or 6.8 on the Richter scale. And I was at work.
Can I ask you your area, just the state?
I'm in Annapolis, Maryland.
Okay.
But anyway, I was at work and we had this earthquake, and stuff was falling over. I mean, not too bad. I mean, we were pretty secure in our lab.
Wow.
But they told us, okay, everybody leave, go home. And then an hour later, the whole government did that. So we got ahead of the traffic jam. And I got home fully expecting that thing to be on the floor. And had some pictures on the wall and a wall clock that fell, but that thing didn't.
Jeff,
So,
I recall that earthquake, except that I was driving to work on I-95, so
Yeah.
my tires
didn't
basically
even
absorbed
know
the
it.
whole thing. I had no idea there was an earthquake,
right.
and I get to work, and they're like, "Oh, we're shut down," and I'm like, "What?" They're like, "Yeah, we had an earthquake." They're like, "You're kidding me!
What?
This is Maryland. We don't have earthquakes." They're
Yeah,
like,
we do.
"No, we shut down as a precaution." So I was like,
Yeah,
"Damn,
because we have them all the time here in California, endless
Yeah.
earthquakes. So
Yeah. But
you guys have the I don't
The
wanna
worst
say
side
set
of the stick.
You set the bar.
no, Japan sets the bar. They have the worst amount, but
yeah.
Yeah.
So, just because a quick welcome,
yeah.
Mr.
Sorry, I missed so
Synthetic.
many shows over the time. It's been busy
Nah,
and stuff.
don't even mention it. It's okay.
But-
Only America knows how to have an earthquake in the middle of the World Series. I'll say that and leave it alone.
Okay. Once again, this show's about synths.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
of, not really.
Hey,
So,
earthquaker devices, come on, it's relevant.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll allow
So,
it.
former founder and co-host, as often as you wish or can or whatever, because you're like I call you my friend. You can call me anything.
Oh, for
but
sure, of course.
Just don't call me late for the
And almost guitarless because I got robbed a while back. Remember that? So,
Yeah.
No.
I was telling this.
but I'm
this
not
new friends,
guitarless. I still got my guitar. So you know,
You still have that one.
They can't even
You
get
get-
stolen. Is that what you're saying? No.
they really. I talked about this before, but it was a targeted attack. They took very specific
Yeah, they do.
synths,
You said
not
that.
even the best stuff. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The one they thought they could sell faster, basically.
No, they didn't sell it. I'm pretty sure they did it to keep because they took very specific things.
Yeah.
Really?
What
Who the
they
hell's going to
wanted.
buy an EX5? Most people don't want a giant EX5, right?
Exactly.
And they
I
took
don't
that.
think anyone does.
I loved it, but I mean, they took it. So you know, and they took my DSS one, which was very nice. But
And a couple of other ones that you're still.
yeah, a
using,
bunch
you
of
know.
stuff. Yeah, and they walk right by the modular, which is way more expensive.
That's
Yeah.
why, remind everybody here in the audience, YouTube is a window to your home, so be mindful of it.
Yeah, just buy a security system, have your neighbors keep an eye on things, and you'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Or
Once you're
don't
online,
have
they know where you
anything that
live,
anybody
it's-
wants like I do.
the cat's out of the
That's
bag,
my
so.
system.
Yeah,
Well, I'm always home, so.
Good.
Yeah.
we have that, but
It's
I'm
still.
barely out of this chair, so don't mind me. I'll just say,
Because-
hey, no, I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry.
I'm a guy who
Sorry.
in college I made out in a robbery. They stole my initial recording setup, and I had
Oh.
insurance because I lived in a house, and the insurance money I like. Oh my god, that's when I got my 4-track reel deck and the mixer. I was
Nice.
like, score. So I'll just say
Don't say
like,
that.
you know what? Take that piece there and that piece.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
We don't deserve
I know.
wish anybody to get mugged, robbed, or
No.
damaged,
No.
physically or economically.
well, let's put it this way: if I lived in a different state and firearms were not such frowned upon stuff, I would have had turrets around my house and just kill all the fuckers.
Okay, you're banned. Bye bye. No, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm joking, but I don't support or condone weapon use except for self-defense.
Well, that's what,
What
yeah,
avenue?
defending my property.
But that's me.
Defend my
because I'm
property and my
stupid.
synths. You know, I got to keep my synths. But,
And that's me because I'm stupid, and we Spanish are allowed to have knives and swords.
We can't have swords.
Exactly. That's why I can say what I say.
Why can't we have swords?
Well, because we got guns, you know. But I don't know. It's what is 7-inch blade? I think is it anything above that in Maryland?
Oh, 3
I mean, you
Inches.
can't walk
If you're
around
carrying
with a
it.
sword.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can because you're not concealing it. Actually, I think you
You
technically
should.
could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think Spain still doesn't allow concealed weapons. That's why we made the capes shorter. I'm not joking. If you go historically on the fashion, I think it was around the 1600, from the 15 to 1600, the traditional cape to your ankles for the chevaliers, for the knights, for the fighters, for the soldiers, was mandatory shortened to your waist size, just below your bottom. So any long sword you would be carrying would show the tip.
Yeah.
Along
That
the
was the
same
only reason.
lines, I loved when the Spanish had taken over the South American area, and the locals wanted to have their own music. So they invented the little ukulele thing called a charango, and all the Andean Highland music players played on those. And it was just small enough to sneak under their clothing so the Spanish guys couldn't see it. And they would sneak around with that. So it wasn't a weapon, but it was a musical
No,
weapon.
no, no.
So
You see, I need to. Well, you know
Sawed
better
off
because
heard that
mandolin, such as it was.
yeah, sort of, yeah.
because they didn't want them to have their own music. They wanted only the Spanish music. And they had their local traditional music they
obviously,
wanted to play. So
I need to double check exactly times, because the charango it was a four single order, or it is a four single order string like a uke, although it's tuned different.
yeah.
But the box is more on the Spanish guitar side of the sign, so it's more like cítara, shrunk cítara. But funny enough, that same type, the charango, did his way back to Canary Islands.
Oh, really?
It's the typical folk guitar for Spanish Canary
Oh, that's
Islands
funny.
folk music.
Wow.
So I don't know which ones was first, because you know that all the ships that went down to America, they made the first trip was from Cádiz to La Palma or Tenerife or Fuerteventura. They got the provisions there, food, water, citrons, whatever they would bring on the trip. Probably the goods for trading would come from Cádiz straight. So they got the gold, the silver, the silk, whatever from Cádiz. Then stop in Canary Islands, and then they started the trip to the Americas, right? So we have to check historically the occurrences. We don't know if we brought the charango down there or we brought it back when we saw and liked it.
Well, you definitely brought it
Yes.
over there because they didn't have the technology back then to make that stuff,
Are you sure?
in South America. Nah, they didn't have that stuff.
I've seen some showcases of Incas and Mayan instruments. I think they were already doing string stuff themselves.
Yeah.
Not as refined as
definitely
that,
did
though. That
flutes.
thing's pretty refined. It's a nice little instrument.
They definitely did flutes, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think every country in the world did some
So
sort
they had
of flute at
percussion
one point.
instruments. They had fluty stuff, the panpipes and stuff. They had
But I think they started doing, I don't know what type.
the cana,
some
the cana
string-
flute, a little. We have to make your own
Yeah.
embouchure.
That one. So, just because you were last, and because you were last to come to this show, but you were first to create this show, means everybody's bored of you. Not really. I'm gonna start a presentation, or keep on the presentation to the new faces, which is our friend Roy Droid Void, which came by the hand of Mr. Uncle Chrome. The last or two last shows, didn't got scared enough to run away, screaming for his life, and he
That's a build up.
decided-
He'll go
I
run
know.
screaming soon.
That's what I need to catch him while he's here.
Yeah.
So let's just introduce him and find a little bit about him. Don't you mind?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, is Roy Droid Void? How should I address to you?
You can just RDV. That's what a lot of
RDV?
people. Yeah, it's a lot
Now,
easier.
No, the problem is, you see, that's another generational jump. If you tell me RDB, I'm gonna end up saying RD2. So
RD2? No, RDV for sure.
R2D2. So
Yeah.
Roy Droid Void. I'm gonna try. I'm not good with mouthfuls, but
Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah, no doubt.
Because I don't think Roid is for steroids.
No.
I assume Droid is because of androids, and Void because everything is a void, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, pretty much. To be honest with you, I was playing a game with my kid, and you had to pick from a predefined list of words to
Yeah.
make a name for the game.
One of those.
And this was the list. These words were available on that list, and this combination for me was the most attractive. So that's what I chose back then, and then I just started using it from that point forward, really.
Don't get me wrong, I like it. I find it, believe it or not, brilliantly original for this time and age.
You know what I found out? Other people are trying to use it. I don't know if they were before me or after me, but
Ooh.
they're not using the exact name, but they're using some close variations, which I
Phonetically
thought
close here. Okay.
is very
Yeah,
interesting.
once you give people ideas, they'll steal it. That's how it always works.
Yeah, that's
That's how it
probably
works.
true. Yeah.
So,
So,
There are other synthetics on YouTube, and I was the first one. So
oh yeah,
and
yeah,
the
that's-
biggest, I can tell. So, can you please, in few sentences, explain why guitars and synthesizers?
That's a good question. Well, I really was interested in playing guitar, I guess, from a young age. So I started taking lessons from. This is kind of interesting, actually. A gentleman named Bruce Castile, which
I know him.
yeah, which I thought you would yeah chime in because
Yeah.
I started taking lessons from him when I was a kid and did so for a couple of years. Left, went off, did my own. I was a kid, so ended up playing drums. So I started playing drums when I was about 10 and got
Wow.
pretty good at that. And then when I was a teenager, I decided I wanted to play guitar again. So I actually went back to Bruce for a while, for I don't know, maybe another year, and then just kind of self-taught from that point. And then I had a kid, and I stopped playing guitar for about 15, 20 years. So I started playing guitar again about 5 years ago, and I just I guess kind of really got interested in the whole thing all over again. And my kid's got other things to do now because she's 21. So I'm
Nice.
I'm off onto my stuff now.
Now you have to convince him to join your band.
But she would like nothing less. She no,
Okay.
she really is into music quite a bit, but
As a listener.
yeah, I think. Well, she did play clarinet and she played bass, but not at a very not very proficient. But on clarinet she was pretty proficient. But I think she's more into visual art at this point.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. It
do
doesn't
you
need
do
to be
guitar
either
synths or guitars with synths?
Well, that's a funny question. I do guitars and guitars with synthesizers in them, and let's see
Cool.
if I can.
Oh, he has the
I'm going the
tag.
wrong direction, but
Here we
here.
go.
Okay, so that's one guitar right there.
Okay, that's an Ibanez.
That's an Ibanez. Yeah, how did
See,
you know?
I told you, the
How
kids
did you
are
know?
using more than 6.
Yeah, that is it's an Ibanez.
That's a 9? Is that a 9?
No, it's an 8.
An 8,
Yeah.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't play that as often because, to be honest with you, I just hate touching it.
I can barely play
It's-
6. I can't
It's
play
so immaculate that it just makes me feel so.
Okay,
yeah,
the new
I'm
guitar
just-
syndrome. I get it.
it's one of those things. But this right here, if you see the black
Ooh.
guitar right next to the Strat, that is actually a Casio PG380.
That's mine, the
We
one that
know
got
that one.
stolen. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Oh man, that's terrible. All right,
It is.
They're really fun.
yeah, that's horrid. I'm sorry to hear that, but not to
Got
mention
stolen
that
with the RAM card in it too, which is kind of rare. So
that is super rare. Yeah, they're worth about $400 just for the card.
mhm.
Yeah, it sucks, man.
Guess why they stole it, bastards.
Yeah.
Do you think they
Well,
really
luckily I have another
knew?
card.
That's pretty wild if they knew. I mean that's a lot.
They
though.
knew because I
That's what
just did videos on it. That's why. The stuff
Oh,
they stole was stuff I had just done videos on.
And they know where you live. Wow.
Well, then
They
once you're on
found
the
out, yeah.
internet, you pay $50 on any service. You can find out where anybody lives, right?
Wow.
So
The dark web is not a joke, it's real.
it's not even dark
Right.
web. It's just a service. You go on, pay $50, and
Yeah,
I found a
but-
friend years ago who I hadn't seen in 10 years. He kind of moved around so much I lost his number and forgot where he moved to, and I tracked him down through one of those services.
Yeah, but they call it the dark web. Yeah, it's real.
Well, the real dark web is like Tor browser and stuff like that. That's the nasty stuff where you can hire people to kill people and all that
So
shit.
Yeah.
what's
so
interesting,
they
just
say.
on the subject, the dark web is the source that all those other companies that you're dealing with actually pull all that information from.
Yeah.
All the data collectors grab their stuff
Oh,
out
sure.
of the dark web because
Yeah.
all that is all
It's
data
there.
that's been stolen from infiltrating banks and
But sadly, you know how phone
insurance
books.
companies.
I mean, phone books aren't very common anymore. But
No.
everyone's in phone books unless you opt out of it, and that stuff's online. So
Yeah.
it's easy to cross-reference phone books with name, address, phone number.
Yeah,
It's the other
it
stuff
is-
that's trickier. The
who has a
relatives,
phone?
your credit history, and all that stuff.
Who has a phone?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry.
We have a cell phone.
Sorry.
Yeah, they
doesn't?
don't
Yeah.
list your cell phone. Actually, that is not listed. That is also stolen from data brokers, basically, or data brokers buy it from where it's been stolen, or your cell phone company often just sells it directly.
Yeah, but Roy, they don't list your phone cell number, but your IP is everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And once
true.
the IP is there, they don't give a shit about your voice phone system. They just find the phone,
Only
the
to
location,
spam you.
Yeah.
or
They love
to
that
track
shit.
you.
Yeah.
I've been oversensitized to that thanks to my last rabbit hole I went down, a YouTube channel called Scammers Payback. They expose
Yeah.
how deep, how easy, or how hard it is to actually do things that most of people don't even think they're
Oh, the
possible
guy that
in
calls the Indian
2025.
data centers and stuff. I
Yeah,
love those.
that's the one.
Yeah.
The problem is what they put on the YouTube channel is obviously what they can release without giving up their undercover ongoings to try to take those circles of scammers down, because by now they're collaborating with American, I think with, I don't know, can't remember if it's FBI or CIA. I guess it's FBI.
Name any one of them, and other agencies that you don't talk about much.
They collaborate with them. They also collaborate with Indian police because obviously that channel is focused on the Indian side of the telephone scams,
Yeah.
telephone and all the sites, and it's really eye-opening,
Well, yeah.
and it's scary at the same time. Can we go back to fun stuff, please?
Yeah.
So let's go to synth. So I assume that Fender is not a Roland Ready Fender, is it?
Actually, this came
It's
out
okay.
about the same year as the VG Strat. Yeah.
Yeah, the Roland Rally, they call it afterwards.
Yeah. Is that what they call? Okay, so at one point they called it the VG, I think, right?
I want to believe, I'm sure I'm wrong, but I want to believe the VG was the first attempt to see it would fly,
Okay.
because as we know, the ones that have tried to do this for a long time, not me, obviously, the other people in this screen, people like Mr. Guitar Fool or Mr. Uncle Chrome, or even Synthetic, have been trying to do Synth-Tar. I want to stomp this term, please help me. Synth-Tar. Is the fact that most guitar players were pissed off of having to use a exclusive synth guitar. That's why Roland had to come with the add-on GK system of pickups.
Yeah.
Because we guitar players, because it's such a tactile instrument, we're very sensitive to neck profiles, body shapes, body weights, blah blah,
Neck
string
weight.
tension, blah blah blah.
Especially
Sorry,
weird
come
stuff like a syntax, which has the fret spacing exactly the
Yeah,
same.
let's not even get into foolish nonsense.
Yeah.
Like the syntax. Sorry, Guitar
Which
Fool, did you say?
no one has a syntax, right?
My friend has one. I'm trying to get him to come on the show, but he's a little hesitant.
Whenever
Wow.
he feels like.
Yeah.
Or whenever we can find one.
He actually refurbished
So-
it and knows how to play it. It's crazy.
That's pretty wild.
No, the second
They're
part is
pretty
the
rare.
crazy part.
Well, he studied the
wonder.
guy who basically put it on the map. So,
Who? Alan
So-
Holdsworth?
Holdsworth. Yeah, he had an Alan Holdsworth channel
Oh,
for a
okay.
long time. So,
I'm
Okay.
doing shit with it.
yeah.
So, Yeah.
So
my knowledge is that it was called VG by Fender because it was still a Roland product. Because in
Right.
fact there was always a Fender product that generation. The first generations were Gengaki, which is the same factory that nowadays manufactures Ibanez.
yeah,
Which
yeah,
for
and
anybody who
Graco.
doesn't and Greco and most
Yeah.
of the lawsuit, nice made,
Yeah.
properly built guitars that flooded America. Which, if anybody doesn't know, the history of Ibanez is actually Ibanez. Ibanez was the Japanese translation of the Ibanez Spanish guitar factory that tried to expand his market to Japan. But
Look,
the
we don't pronounce
factory
correctly the Japanese names either, so there you go.
no. But that's my point. Ibanez brought the technology, taught the luthiers in Japan
Yeah.
how to do the Spanish way, the Valencia way, not the Cádiz or the Sevilla way. They taught them the Valencia way to do Spanish guitars. And by the time that factory was about to go public and start selling, that the Spanish branch had to fall and bankrupted. So they left all the tech, all the teaching, all the people specialized there, and they agreed, yeah, you can use our patents and our designs, our methods, whatever. You just cannot call it Ibanez because that's the family name. So they said, okay, nobody in Japan can say Ibanez anyway, so Ibanez.
Exactly.
Yep.
So that's the actual history of Ibanez. That's why it
Cool.
sounds kind of Spanish because of the Z. So,
Ah.
and the second round, I think they were just called Roland Ready by Fender because they had a white version of the GK2 pickup inbuilt in the plate, and I pinpoint and I make an emphasis on the white versions because Roland, to my knowledge, never ever released the white version to be sold by Roland. So the only way to get the white GK2 pickup
Is
was
that
to
the
buy
same
a
time as the
Roland Ready.
VG99, which is also white? Is it?
I think the original VG was launched with the VG8,
Okay.
with the grandfather, the original. I think. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because the progression I know is VG8, VG88, VG99. Those were the three cornerstones of the.
The D-beam,
I mean, they
might
started
add. Love
before the
D-beam.
13 pin. They had another system before that.
No, the GK2 goes all the way to the RG77 or RG7, which is the one that everybody knows, the one with the black bar on top, the funky one.
Oh yeah,
the
with
one
the
that has
skinny with the skinny neck.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't get wrong.
That
It's
was
not
a 5
skinny,
pin.
It's a
though.
boat.
That was a
That
5
guitar
pin.
has
Right?
No, that was a 13 pin, but it was a Syntronics 13 pin. It was big as your palm, basically.
Yeah,
But
okay.
The divided GK design, the transducer itself, that is the same one they use for the GK2. When they finally drop the penny, listen to the guitar players, we don't want your guitar. We want this tech in my guitar. And they say, okay, we're going to take the transducer and all the guts of the GR77, 77, and 707, which I think it was the floorboard, the guitar model, and the bass model.
Yeah, there's a comedian who used the 707 on stage to trigger all those sound effects. The tracking was very good on it. Yeah.
Funny. And they took all the guts and then they created the first. And that's what I don't know. I need somebody to tell me because I've never seen any promotional blurb about any GK1 Roland pickup. All I've ever seen
I don't
was
know
the GK2.
of a GK1. I don't think it went that way because I think
I think they skipped it.
yeah,
Straight to the
I think it was
GK2.
part of a system, and the 3 was just what they assigned to the pickup.
No.
If I recall
They started with
correctly.
the GK2, but they never was on the market. At least probably in the lab they had one and they skipped it.
Okay.
I never remember hearing of any GK1 pickup on the shelf to buy. The first one on the shelf that I am aware of is the GK2. Then they did the GK2B, I think, for bass.
Yeah.
and possibly a GK2 Mark II with some refinements, and then the GK3 when they felt that they needed to at least swap or change around the design so they can sell it again. Oh, this time is better. This time works better. I've talked to people.
It probably does work better because they've stuck with it for
No, that's
decades
what I've been
now, right?
told. People who had compared them both said that no, the GK3 doesn't trigger or trace better. What is better is the brains that they were selling with the GK3.
See,
But
I
the
don't
Picket
even
is-
have. I don't even have their brains. That's what I was trying to show you over here, but you can only see a corner of it. But that third one in the lower rack there. That's a blue chip Axon. It's an Axon 100. It's the
Oh,
original.
you have the Axon as well?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Cool.
what I'm using for the 13 pin conversion. Which the guitar I have. Let's see. Let me move this thing. It's kind of slow, but okay. So
You call that slow?
well, the second, the Schecter there, to the almost to the farthest on the left.
The next
but
one.
The Schecter, yep.
Mhm.
And that one, it has the GK3 pickup on it right now. Oh, you can see
Okay.
actually the selector box there, mounted on the front.
Let me maximize this and put it on
Let me see if I can make it better.
in my big monitor. Otherwise,
Ah, look.
blind as I am,
Okay, there you
with
go.
my old eyes, I cannot see that detail.
I'll try to put it right.
Okay, yeah, more or less. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can see the.
Don't get me wrong. That Schecter in itself, that's worth mentioning because I think that is the origin of Schecter brand. That's by the time they were basically buying aftermarket selling aftermarket parts, wasn't it?
Well, I've recently learned that they had produced quite a number of same shapes, always
Yep.
the same shape, but they produced a number of these that were really ornate and American made before they moved to Korea. So I thought that was pretty interesting because a friend of mine sent me a picture of his, and it was pretty amazing. But
Oh, wait.
yeah.
I think
Go
we're
ahead.
talking about the same guitar. You're talking about the red Schecter by the what looks like a SG guitar or the
Yep,
neck
the
through?
one right by that SG. Yeah, the
Okay, so
semi-hollow.
I was talking about the one by the Fernandez. That looks
Ah.
almost like a Schecter.
Okay, all right. No, that's an Aria. The neck through. I see
makes more
the first neck through. That's an Aria Pro. Yeah, that's the first Aria. Not when they got bought and kind of went to
Yeah.
garbage. But yeah, at any rate.
It's always the case with guitars.
I mean, yeah, you're right about that. But the pickups on that guitar, it's a great guitar. It's a very strange deep C neck. So it's a Stratocaster type neck, but it just it feels different. And the pickups in that are very microphonic.
Sorry, you're still on the area, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
Why do you mean Fender style neck?
Because the profile is like an old Fender, maybe like a 59 Fender.
Kind of V each? Because I don't really know what a 59 means.
Yeah, V. I mean, yeah,
V-ish,
it's
yeah.
not quite the V neck, but it's
yeah.
a deep C, I would say. I don't know how to put it. It's more like it's close to a V, you could say. It's very thick in your hand. It's like holding a baseball,
Well, okay. The thing is, if it's a V, even what Fender calls soft V, there
okay,
is
soft V,
a prominent kind of spine or flat sides to it. It's just how sharp is the hump of the V.
Yeah,
But
so like
if it's a
this
C-
one is a V neck. That's a 59 V neck on this deluxe right here.
All right.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
probably we cannot because we're talking about the things that the camera can't show. That's why
yeah,
it's a little
exactly
harder
right.
to get with it.
It's behind it. It's very difficult. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the back of the neck basically.
Yeah,
For anybody
exactly.
who doesn't know guitars, is we're talking about the shape of the back of the neck, where the thumb of your fretting hand would go.
Right.
That's what makes all the difference to many guitar players, to
Right.
everybody, because no two hands are the same. So that's why there's so many. Some people might call it stupid. So many shapes of neck contours and neck shapes. Okay, now I'm gonna put
I'm
it
sorry,
smaller
I'm making
because I'm
everyone
getting
dizzy.
dizzy.
Yeah.
Sorry, give me a second. Ooh. And I'm gonna put you back so I can control the mixer because I need to cough.
Okay.
Done. Cool. So, I love the SG. How is, because you're showing the
go.
variety, and for all the synth heads in the show today, there's a point that is, apart from the neck shape from the back side, there's a big point on guitar differences, which is the scale length. And
Right.
here you're showing that, once again, a small in my screen looks like a Gibson SG. Is that
Yes.
actually a Gibson?
It is Graco. It's a lawsuit.
That's what I mean. It's a Geico. It's as good as a Gibson back on the day. That, no disrespect there. It's just that I can't actually read it. And the icons, the logo and everything is so similar that
Yeah.
far away it would pass for a Gibson.
That's kind of why they had to stop making them, actually.
Exactly. It's like, okay, you can make them as good as we do, but you cannot make them look like we do.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
change that now. So that, for instance,
Well,
that's
I'm
what
not
we call
familiar with those. What's that called?
It's called a lawsuit guitar. It's a Graco.
Well,
The model
I know
is Graco. It's a Japanese-made guitar.
Is that an Uli Graco?
No, I don't know where they got the name from. It's a Japanese
Graco.
company. Always
So
was
it looked like
Japanese.
Gibson. So it looked like Gibson. from the
Probably
distance.
exactly the reason, actually. Yeah, because they didn't really start knocking off the Strats until a little bit later than the Gibsons. So Yeah.
because Fender wasn't all on its own, because Leo and Fag, by the time they lost, I mean, that's what I think I'm aware. That's my
What
perception.
years are we talking here? 80s?
70s. The crossover.
this
to
would be
70s.
late 70s. Yeah, like the
Oh.
lawsuit era is probably 77, I think, through
through 82.
82. Yeah, pretty much.
The time that the court managed to give the reason to Gibson and Fender, because even 77, Leo wasn't there anymore. It was basically CBS or
CBS, yeah.
the post purchase of Fender, before they were trying to reshape itself and go back to the originals. So the people behind the brand had no time for basically lawsuit bullshit. No. So they weren't on the game like Gibson was, with all their money and their lawyers.
No.
So, but my point is, this is what we call a short scale. Is the Schecter long scale, medium scale,
It's a
or short
25 and a half inch scale.
So it's longer.
It's 24 fret.
Sorry.
Yeah.
25 and a half isn't
20
that Fender?
Yeah, it is. And it's
So long
24 fret.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's room enough. So you jump from a short scale to a long scale. Do you have any medium
No, I'm
scale?
sorry. I've just lied to you. I've lied to you. I've told you this specifications on a guitar that's not even here right now.
Okay.
No,
So
no,
the Gibson
that
short
is
scale.
that is short scale. Also, the Schecter, it is a 22 fret. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And yeah, the Gibson short scale as well, and
Alias short scale.
every
Fernandez is long
everything
scale.
else. The Fernandez is long. Yeah, 25. That's a 24 fret too. Actually.
Casio is long scale.
Casio
Ibanez
is long.
long scale.
I
Is the
have
eight-
several other guitars you just cannot see from this angle. Let me see if I can fix it.
No, it's okay. But my question would be, how hard is for you to jump from one to the other?
No. Yeah. Well, let's say you just have to warm up on it, and then it's not really an issue.
Like 10 minutes?
Yeah, probably.
But you wouldn't change in the middle of a show, though, right? Because that's too much.
Me? I don't really play out, but if I was playing out, then probably not. Yeah.
Really?
And that is one. That was kind of my point. There's two ways to go around this. If you want to do short scale, long scale, extra long scale, because how big is the scale on the 8th string? Can you remember?
Oh no, I can't actually. I have to look it up.
24 or 27?
It's longer than 25 and a half.
So,
this is like a
because
27.
of tension, the 8th string basically, and get me wrong. So, is your tune E to F sharp?
No, we start at. Let me think. I don't even play it that much. Let's see. We're at G sharp. G sharp. I think so. I think I go down to G sharp. Yeah, for the A string.
Why?
Why? I'm trying to remember what cycle I even tuned it in. It's been so long that since I played it. It's been a couple years, man. So
let me share my logic, okay? So
yeah, F sharp is the typical A string tuning. I think that's probably what I used. Yeah.
Okay. Let explain for anybody else with mostly those with a long face. They're like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Right.
So basically, most of us know that the 6-string standard guitar, classic guitar, Spanish guitar, it's tuned bottom low string B to high E, 2 octaves above. Okay, so your bottom string is an E. I think it's E1. Or is it E2? Who knows that?
E?
The standard
Oh.
6-string E is an E2, right?
All I remember is middle C is actually the first fret of the second string.
Yeah, but
And is that
I'm trying to
C1?
I'm trying to make a point because otherwise this makes no fucking sense. So I think it's E2. So the bottom string, the lowest
Chrome
string.
would tell you. He knows.
C3 is middle C.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but the bottom E on a guitar,
That would be
No.
that would be
E1
E3.
or E2.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
No.
If,
The,
if
can't
the second string is C3,
A bass
It's
would be E1.
then
E1.
C2 would be on
It's
the A
E1.
string. So it would be
E1.
It's E1 for sure.
E1. Yeah.
Yeah, final answer.
Okay. I'll take it because I get confused with this. So the bottom of a standard 6 is E1. That's what the bass guitar can go to E0. It's 1 octave down, all right?
Yeah, yeah.
So the 7th string, which it's not really a new or not even a metal invention, it comes all the way from classic guitar. I think it's Tárrega was using 7 and 8 strings, single string Spanish, just wider necks.
Well, Napoleon Cost was before that.
Possibly. And then a handful of the jazz guys or the bebop guys went 7 string with their archtops. Not very popular because the use of the A string, because of the amplification and PA and amplifier technology, didn't really allow for better use than just drone bass notes, as in pong, and then do the rest on the topper strings, which is I think the Yepes and the Tárrega use, which is just having more bass notes to be able to plug fast, while the finger in hand was doing the melodies and all the high treble job. They just would go to one string with only one job. It's just doing that note.
When was the first 12-string guitar?
Once again, by 12 string you mean 12 single
Right.
strings
No,
or
the
6
doubled
double
strings.
strings?
6 double.
That's a
Or 4
vihuela.
triple strings. 4 triple strings was first.
Well, the vihuela was.
Yeah. It's in Spanish we call ordes. Ordes? No, that's not true. I forgot to speak Spanish.
¿A sus órdenes?
No, really. Ordes? No. Okay, forget it. Basically, how many pieces of vibrant material are you using to play the same note in one stroke? Originally, the only way they had to make any string instrument louder was to put more strings on the fashion of a pianoforte.
Yeah.
Pianoforte was using single, double, triple, quadruple strings to get the volume even between the ranges, between the notes, because lower notes to our ears need way more volume to be level with mid-range and high-range notes.
And they sound prettier too.
Say, go ahead.
It sounds prettier too.
Yeah, that to make it, because the tuning, it's impossible to get both strings perfectly tuned and even. So they have a little chorus in very, very small, minute chorus, and that makes it sweeter to the ear and more pleasant. So the first thing was a 4x3 strings. Later, with bigger boxes, is when the 6x2 strings, which is what I understand the Americans, the Martin tradition, and I think Martin was the first one to build a 6 double metal strings.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember any 6 double gut string instrument ever.
And mandolins are double string too, right? Don't they?
But it's shorter scale.
But it's tuned like a violin too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the 4x3 later on got adopted again for bass. So you can buy, for instance, the guy in Cheap Trick, because he was doing both jobs, rhythm guitar and bass guitar, he ended up using a 12-string bass, 4x3 strings. That's why he had the bass note, the rhythm guitar note, and a higher treble to be like 2 notes of a rhythm guitar.
But Rick Nielsen would have up to 5 necks.
Yes, but only 6 strings per neck. Haha. No, in fact, I think he had a couple of 7s. I think he had a 7.
Michelangelo Baggio is my favorite, the X guitar.
That's crazy guitar, man.
Back to the tuning, E to E, because we have the jump on the second string, which is not exactly a fourth. So all the strings are tuned in ascending fourths, except the third to the second, right? That's why we end up on an E. A 6-string bass guitar is E to C, and that is all of them fourth upwards as fourths. That's what ends up in C, because it doesn't go one and a half back in one of the strings. So, due to the first commercially available, and let's call it successful, because it really wasn't the first 2 to 5 years, I believe, electric 7-string was Steve Vai's gem model for Ibanez guitars. It kind of flopped. It was a failure. Nobody bought one the first year.
The Universe.
Thank you. The Universe. The gem is the standard 6-string. The Universe is the 7-string. Thank you very much.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody bought, as in,
no one could afford it. It was $8,000.
Was it?
Yeah.
Do you have this fact for sure?
I mean, that's what I remember. Unless I'm wrong, it was between $5,000 and $7,000 at all times. Yeah.
Because I remember. Wait, because the Universe was launched what, 92?
It was 90 or 92, somewhere in there. It was a few years after the gem came out.
In 92, Musician's Friend catalog, you could get a Universe for $5,000.
$5,000. Okay, I believe that.
Musician's Friend, which I understand that is pre taxes. So
Yeah.
I think,
but I you might be right. $5,000 at the time. It did go up over time. The last time I saw retail on it was like $8,000.
Remember, I'm talking from the Spanish experience, which is then translate to pesetas, then translate then euros, and the dollar devaluation up and down. At one point, as in the year when I got that catalog, as in by mail, laugh about that. In Spain, they sent me one copy. It was cheaper to take because this was the beginning of the very cheap airfares internationally. Companies are not, I don't even think that company is there anymore. They're very cheap, to the point that it was cheaper to get a plane in Madrid, fly to New York, buy the guitar in the shop, jump back on the plane and get back to Madrid, than buy the same guitar in the Madrid shop.
Would you have to smuggle it home?
No, no. But that
That's
was
like
because
that's like
of
Ramsey's stories of buying gear in Australia. So it's like,
no, it's the opposite. It's what I mean. Because of the depreciation of the dollar against the peseta at that time, right? And the first very, very low fare air companies in Europe.
Wow.
And because I wasn't aware that those prices on the catalog was pre-taxes, so I had to add the taxes there in New York or not, because technically it's how you call it, duty-free item, because I come with a passport and a plane ticket, so I'm not gonna use it in America, so tax-free technically.
Right.
But obviously I wasn't aware that then I would have to pay those taxes to Spain in pesetas. But not knowing that, on face value, it was
Tax
cheaper.
deferred, not tax free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On face value, it was cheaper to jump on a plane, go to New York, buy the guitar, come back on the same day, 24-hour day, than buying the same guitar imported by Ibanez Spain and bought in the shop.
Oh, well, buy two of them and then sell the other one when you get back.
Not so much to buy two, but yes. I thought so, but yeah, obviously.
You can make a
I
living.
think I was 17 or 16. I knew nothing. So back to the tuning. So 7-string come, and 7-string is basically just a fifth lower. So it's go to the E to the bottom B, that's B0. Yeah, that has to be B0.
Yeah. Yep. Just keeps going around.
Yeah. The problem is the kids buying the 7-strings, namely Korn, which was the most popular, the one that actually made it out of that tendency, 7-strings. They also started, if low note distortion sounds badass, what about if we tune down? We go even lower. So they started getting that B0 to C. Sorry, that B1 to C0. Right? Or C sharp 0, or it went so stupid the way to go all the way down to D0. Sorry.
You're going up.
I'm getting no.
Yeah.
T6.
Tony
C0.
Iommi tuned to C.
Yeah, but I think he was using very thick strings, and
I
he
think
needed
he
the
was
low
using
tension.
heavy strings, and he obviously had to retension the neck for that.
There's nothing you can do, on an SG. There's nothing you can do on the neck or the bridge that can compensate to a C tuning on a 6-string.
Yeah.
On a short scale.
Well,
because
no,
we're talking
not.
short scale.
So I have I have a Harley Benton SG that because that's the only thing I would ever tune to see that I own, and it does pretty well. I did have to retension the truss rod, but it does hold up.
Let me finish the explanation, because now I'm getting to the point I was trying to make with your set of guitars, and to try to explain my view of your situation. Okay, so they started drop tuning that B. No, sorry. Yeah, they started tuning the E's to C sharp and C, but it wouldn't go. No, that's why they started using the 7-strings to do B. But then it's doing drop tuning, so they were getting the lower string instead of in B, in A or in G. And to get the drop G tuning, you would get the other 6 strings one step down as well. So the E would go to D. So all the guitar tune in D and the 7-string in G. That way you can do fifths just with one finger. That was the whole point. That's what it was called finger metal, because with one finger bar you can do full fifths instead of having to do this and move it around. But that wasn't enough. So they started saying, okay, if we go down to G, it sounds even better and badass. Where can we go from here? Because you're even on a 7-string, you need to start ramping the gauge. The next thing they tried is make 7 strings longer scale to add tension to the drop tunings. When that wasn't enough, or wasn't popular enough, they decided, okay, let's put a freaking 8-string. And by the logic of the descending fifths from your B goes to F sharp, which is kind of a no-no, because it's a sharp in the middle of a whole guitar that is basically tuned in C major.
To a G.
You can go to G.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do it.
Exactly. So you start getting that 8 string in dropped.
It
So you
depends
got
on what you're
7 normal
using the A
strings.
string for. Yeah. I mean, if you're using the 8 string like you were talking about with a drone, then you could really tune it to anything you want.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Because
Whatever's
you don't have to
appropriate
play
for what
fast.
you're playing. Right.
Could
Exactly.
you use
So-
for modulation? No.
That's it. So,
So it was Gibson
That-
always short scale?
yes.
Yeah.
Except some, when they didn't go, the only guitars that Gibson didn't do short scale, because they even apply the same logic to the bass range, it was on most of their bass guitars. They had to abide by the Fender scale range, the 34 inches.
And
Because,
why short scale? Why did they go to short scale?
Because it's easier on your fingers.
Yeah. You can bend better.
Okay.
You can bend higher, but if you don't do bendings or you want to drop, I mean, short scale is already so soft. Let me put it with an example. Fender guitar, which was called long scale, now is kind of a standard scale because what I was trying to explain. Okay, a long scale on a set of strings called 9, meaning the thin string is 0.009 of an inch. Right, I think.
Yeah.
Imperial, not
That's
really.
correct.
I do,
0.009. Yes.
Yeah.
all right, of an inch. To the bottom string, there's varieties of marketing. You can go anything from 0.42 to 0.52, 0.46.
46.
You
is
get
what
to
I play.
choose.
Yeah.
But the set string, let's say a 9 to 42 on a guitar, on a Fender scale, would need a 10 to 46 gauge to feel the same resistance. You need to ramp it one notch on the guitar string tension to equal them, which is another thing I was about to explain. People who play live with short scales and long scales, trading in, song out, they usually either have them set to the same resistance, because nowadays, I was told back in the all the way 50s, 60s, almost 70s, guitar strings only came in 1 gauge or 2 gauges,
Yeah.
0.10s and 0.11s. Standard or hard, basically. Normal or hard tension,
Ball.
right? Ernie Ball with the Slinkies was the first one who
Super
mass
Slinkies.
produced, and the Super Slinkies to mass produce 9s, then 8s, and then 7s.
Sevens.
What?
They went all the way down
I
to
didn't even know
7s.
that.
Yeah.
That's
I think Billy
Useless.
Gibbons used 7s to 38
I remember when they came out.
from 62. Sorry, what?
I remember when Ernie Ball's Super Slinkies came out.
yeah, but Super Slinkies I think are 9s, aren't they?
I think they're 9s. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
like
don't know.
those.
Then I don't know the marketing
I
name
mean-
they came with for the 7s.
Yeah, the Fender Light, Fender Extra Light, I think were 9s.
Exactly. You see?
Yeah.
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 Fender's using the vintage way of naming the tension. So you either equal the tension of both, which you can do both ways, making the long scale lighter, thinner strings and the short scale thicker strings until they meet, or just get the standard tension on your long scale and ramp up the string gauge 10s, 11s, 12s, 13s until it feels like the other one. So because all of this is, and this is now my experience, when you're on stage, one of the things that goes off the window is that your adrenaline level goes sky high. So you're so pumped for many reasons. It's a party, you're dealing with people, you're mingling with people. What's that?
Got the old, good old fashioned Ernie Ball string gauge guide.
Ooh.
Here's the string
Remember-
gauges of everything. Yeah, the
Remember-
Super Slinkies were 09.
Hold on for a second. I just want to finish this. So
Go.
you're so pumped up that suddenly you're stronger. You have so much adrenaline going around that you're stronger. And what in the practice room or in the rehearsal room felt normal suddenly feels like gummy, like shoelaces. You're overbending. You're going 1 1/4 when you try to do a 1/2 step range, you start to be imprecise, which makes you even more pumped up because now you're scared that you're effing it up. So when I was playing live on a regular basis, I spent all the winter, the practice time, on 09s. For the touring season, I jumped to 10s on long scales. I never had a short scale, right? When I had a short scale and I came to the same problem, I had to go on my short scale for touring. I had to go to an 11 to match my learning experience on long scales on 10s. So I would not overbend, the whammy bar wouldn't go out of tune when I palm mute too hard, etc., etc. Roy Void does not gig, so his only experience is room, no stress, little adrenaline.
I have
if
gigged
any.
when I was a teenager. I gigged, but nah, not since I grew.
But that's what I mean, and this is now the time where you have a bigger mixture of short scales and long scales.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So
I can't
do you
even
agree
get
I
with
only
my-
had a
Jam.
Fender back then. What's that?
I said I can't even get you over to jam.
Yeah. I have a pretty
Shame on you.
wild schedule usually.
Schedule, yeah.
So
it.
please show us the guitar string because I'm all about history.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So just
Who?
tell me aloud
Jeff,
the
Oh.
hot
book you had.
points.
Hold
Yeah.
up that book you had again.
Why is it backwards?
Oh yeah,
Backwards.
it's
it's
not
good.
backwards to us; it's backwards to you.
Yeah.
Because mirror stuff, because the camera actually converges, and to us it's on the right side. Yeah, we can read it right. We can read the letters are in the right order.
Oh, okay.
So
For me,
good.
it's,
you see, computers work sometimes.
and sometimes not. Yeah, we were talking about the super slinky. Those were 09s. You were right.
Yeah.
Okay.
The extra slinky were 008.
Okay.
But they give I forget when this was made. I got this 77.
Wow.
Okay. So the sevens
like
weren't around yet.
You get
Yeah.
that from Bill's.
No,
Music.
I actually there was a chain of music stores. Well, they're still around. The only one that's still around
Wow.
from back then was called Music and Arts Center,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
and I taught guitar there in the early 70s, and
Awesome.
they just gave me one, and but it's like everybody's all the different brands, what their gauges are.
Oh wow.
And,
Okay.
And
So it's-
please illuminate me what would be the hardest, the thickest, the strongest. They
On,
go all the way to what?
Steve
12,
Ray Vaughan
13?
played 13s.
Well, Ernie Balls.
Wait there. No, he didn't. Yes, he did, but no, he didn't. Because what I've learned recently, sorry, just, you see,
Yeah.
facts. Steve Ray Vaughan used very thick single and wound strings. He used 13s, but
Yeah.
he used very light wounded ones. So he basically had a mixed set
Yeah.
between
yeah.
a 13 top with, I think it was a 10 bottom to compensate for the full, yeah.
I mean, the
I think
core
it-
was a 10.
The what?
I mean, the core
no.
of the string.
The bottom strings that you would get on a set of point 10,
Yeah.
which I
Oh,
think it
okay.
would
So
be
if
26.
10 would be
Oh, yeah.
46.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the tension was more like a set of 11s. But
Yeah.
he was using 13, possibly for the same reason, so he would not overbend the top.
Have you ever
E.
tried bending a 13?
I tried.
It's
I
very
only got
painful.
it.
Very painful.
And that's why, because he was doing that at the beginning of his career. Remember that the famous career of Steve Ray Vaughan, I think it was, 10 years, 11 years?
Yeah,
Less than
something like that. It wasn't that long. I mean, 93 he died, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, he died young.
By
92.
By the last 3 to 5 years of his career,
87.
he was having to super glue the skin he was shredding off his fingers by doing bendings.
Yeah.
He
That's
was
crazy.
paying the price for the tone.
That's
So
not worth
even,
it.
Exactly. If he had
My
to continue,
my 10 sound pretty good. I'm okay with it.
Well, he
if he
couldn't
had to
die from
continue,
that.
I know. If he had to continue 3 more years, and I think by the time he was super gluing his fingertips, he was already down to 12s or 11s.
Yeah.
But he was so aggressive on the bendings that night after night. But when I heard he was on drugs or booze or both. Depending
Definitely
on the
booze.
night.
Yeah.
Definitely booze. I mean, he was from the South, right?
No, he's
Texas.
from Texas.
He
Texas.
did
Done the
quit
breastfeed.
drinking. Actually, he quit drinking about a year before he was killed in the
Oh my
helicopter. Yeah.
Is one of those that reminds me of the case of Keith Moon.
So
Keith
Did he
Moon.
quit drinking before he died? I didn't think
No.
he did.
Keith Moon was
He had
the
a
drummer.
pharmacy. Yeah.
He was drinking while he was dying.
Yeah.
The whole pharmacy. They always had to take his drugs away from him. So
Yeah.
That's the point. He made every single psychotropic in the 60s and the 70s at the same time. He was the drummer equivalent of Keith Richards. And when he tried to keep medically supervised by a doctor with prescribed drugs, is what he'd kill him when he left off. Funny enough, I just learned, and this video is out in YouTube, out of his own mouth. Anybody is aware of Zakk Wylde?
Yeah.
Black Label Society, Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy, yeah.
Okay. He just found out that he has a genetic condition that makes his blood dangerously thick. Too many red cells.
Wow.
And apparently his alcohol abuse through all the OC years basically kept him alive. Because they were thinning his blood.
well, it still fried his brain, but it's
Did he ever had any?
Yeah.
But let's not get into that.
Right.
But, and there's the video in YouTube of him pretending to turn around to the wife and said, "You see, I told you, drinking was good."
yeah.
'Cause
That one album he did with Ozzy, that was a good album, but like
no, he did 3.
I don't
2
know.
or
It doesn't
3.
matter. It was the first
Yeah.
one. It was the first one he did with Ozzy, and that was a good album. But beyond that, as soon as you heard that album, you'd heard everything Zakk Wylde could do. Period.
Yeah, Black Label Society was 10% different, but yeah, I
It was
understand what you mean.
more blues based. I would say, but still, the screeching that's really the signature, and that's
Yeah.
pinch
And he
harmonics.
apparently he doesn't do it anymore because I just started watching a video in
Oh,
Amazon
that's cool.
Prime, and I think it's not so recent, could be 5 years old. And first of all, everybody's sitting down. He's not showering himself on beer on every song, like that other video he released, and the vocals are not that out there as they were.
Yeah.
Age takes on everyone. So my point is, 8th string was meant to be E to F sharp because of the force. Then what you tune it into, but the problem is, I'm having the same problem on bass because bass needs to keep up with guitar player. Because if the guitar player is in E1, the bass needs to play E0. If the guitar player is in B0, is in B1, then the bass needs to play B0.
You could do it differently, but then it might complicate your your performance.
And it doesn't move. You can do it different, but if the song is down, up, up, or up, down, down, and the bass plays up, 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 it sounds weird. Sounds sonically, equalization-wise, sounds weird, because the bass moves from being rumble to suddenly be lead, because the note is very, very close to the guitar.
I just mean that you could use a different tuning and then just adjust your playing for the tuning to match, so that you would be 1 octave down, right?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You still need a string that can produce 1 octave lower than the guitar. If the guitar is in B0, in B1, you can do B-1, although they try. So what I have right now, and this is my experience since I bought my 5-string multi-scale. That's the new buzzword, multi-scale.
Yeah.
Because to compensate all this tension and balancing
Yeah.
is when you basically build a piano hanging on your neck
Yeah.
or an harp. They need to build it that way because each lower note is a different. They can be built with the same scale length.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have my 5-string F to G, which is basically what it would be a dropped 6-string without the highest string, basically.
Well,
So, yeah.
you're starting at the wrong place, but yeah.
What
You're
do you mean?
saying A string. A string. It would be an A string. If you're ending.
It would be an A string without 3 strings, yes.
Okay, so you're skipping.
That's the tuning.
I see what you're doing. Okay. Interesting.
Because, yeah, that's also true. Bass guitar is going down all the way to 12 strings. And I don't mean doubles. I mean 12 strings.
Yeah. That's
Because they
yeah,
go
I've seen some pretty
3
crazy
down.
things.
They go 3 down and 2 up.
It's
So
a harp.
C, yeah, it is. And
I
if
was
you
going to say,
see
I'm glad
them,
you guys are here to correct them on this stuff because I don't know enough about guitars to correct them. So
You play it in such a different way though once it gets to that point. Once you get so many strings that you can't get your hand around it, then you have to play it differently. You
Yeah.
play
That's
it
why-
With your
like
thumb back
almo-
there.
yeah, I mean, I don't even put my thumb like if I'm on the A string, my thumb's not even behind it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all the way up.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
where the
Like that.
tips.
Yeah.
That's why my limit, my line on the sun is I'm going to get a 7-string for guitar, but I'm going to drop it to F sharp. And that's why I went for a 5-string, dropped 1 string. Because I have a 6, and that in itself, and that is C, high C to low B, that in itself is, I cannot reach the bottom string past the 9th or 10th fret. It's so far away from the bottom of the neck. Because I have very short fingers.
You need longer fingers.
Yes,
You
I know.
too. I got them too. Short.
I just
well,
have
that's why Tony Levin says
widespread.
those finger extenders, right? So
Yeah, but
Well,
Tony
he
Levin
plays the
is on
Chapman
the other
stick.
side.
yeah, exactly.
He
Yeah.
plays them on the pickups because the original take, he's gone on record saying that the original take, he was fretting the notes and the drummer was playing his drumsticks on the strings.
Well, it's kind of like a hammered dulcimer, right? So he's just
Yes, exactly, the same thing, but on bass with tons of processing. But they liked that effect so much. I think that was with Peter Gabriel? Was that?
yeah. He played a lot of Peter Gabriel. Yeah.
Peter Gabriel liked it so much that he had to develop at the beginning chopping drumsticks off, but not the tip end, but the bottom end, and wrapping them on his fingers to try to replicate the same sound, percussive. Yeah, but that's a little too thick, and I think it's a little unbalanced. Nowadays, I think that somebody is making them. They're kind of
they sell them.
symbols.
Oh yeah.
They go straight in your finger. The first ones he had to wrap around.
They also sell those
So
little
they were-
bows. Have you seen those little bows that you bow your guitar with?
No.
Yeah, check it out. It's for acoustic guitars, little acoustic guitar bow, and you play in the sound hole, little thing.
I never heard that.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
We all
e-bow.
know.
I've
Yeah, if you
played
don't want an e-bow, you use that.
I've played with a bow before on a guitar, but it doesn't
the only one with
doesn't turn out well for the bow. I mean, the
And
bow
if you're Nigel
just comes
Topno, you
apart.
play a guitar with a violin. So,
Yeah.
by the way, since we didn't talk much about Synth-Tar or controllers this time, and we did talk about long and short scale necks, I wanted to present you the Yamaha Easy EG
You got that
with
one
the
out.
shit scale neck.
Oh,
The what?
It's a shit scale
Shit
neck
scale.
with buttons.
oh
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero.
I remember
It's
that.
no, it's
Kind of,
real.
yeah.
I mean, you can really play with it, but it's not
Yeah.
Guitar
really
Hero.
Guitar Hero. But it's you don't have any nuance because it's just on off.
Yeah.
But you do have the.
Do you
I
play that?
can't.
Just for
Yes.
the video shoots.
I goof around
No,
with it, but no, it's
Yeah,
a
this-
decent instrument as a MIDI controller.
it?
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, not. I like the whammy bars, is kind of this hokey
Okay.
thing.
Let's start from the beginning. show the strumming part, because that's the
It
key
does
of
have
the whole
real
thing.
strings you can strum. They're just
That-
kind of fixed.
That's not
But
real. They're not
They're
real.
pieces of what?
I mean, it's
No.
like, it's like have you ever seen the other MIDI controller guitars?
There's another
one-
brand who has
this one here.
replicated the neck recently. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember
This one
which
here. It's
one.
actually a fun thing.
Jamstick.
Jamstick, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's great and portable, and it works really well with an iPad MIDI controller kind of deal. Jamstick.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
this one you
that
can actually finger strings.
because that's a whole string. It's a real. Is it metal or,
Yeah.
or plastic?
I think they're metal. And then it has little controllers on the top, and it's
Hmm.
Bluetooth, and it has a palm mute button.
Yeah. But that one is actually a shrunk guitar, a very, very short
Yeah.
scale guitar.
It's fun.
right?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
But going
it's-
back to the Yamaha, can you show it again, please?
Do you play it a lot? The Jamstick?
I did when I first got it, but it's been a long
Okay.
time. Now they have proper guitars made by Jamstick.
Okay.
But
So those, the strumming part are pieces of wire covered in plastic. Is
yeah,
that
it's
right?
like the Casio DG series, the DG10.
Yeah.
No, these
DG20.
ones are better than the DG ones.
It's better
trust
than
me.
that, but it's the same idea though. It's just a strings
Yeah, it's
over a
just-
gap.
Is a string alternative, but just for the strumming, because that's
Yeah.
the only way you can get MIDI information to actually play a strum, a ring. Because
Yeah.
every other guitar will sound what executes. Every
But
other
this one
MIDI
works
guitar,
better. The Jamstick works better. So
many of the other MIDI guitars will play more like a piano, more like a.
yeah.
But if you want the rang of an
So-
actual.
So it had Easy EG, the electric guitar, and the Easy
Mm-hmm.
AG, which is a black shiny finish that's supposed to replicate
Mm-hmm.
electronic acoustic guitar sounds.
Okay. But what they did, can you show the neck, please? What they did with the
Yeah,
neck.
buttons.
Yeah.
Each intersection, the frets are just most like lines to show you where.
But the spaces are,
Although-
at least the frets are spaced, unlike
exactly.
the other one that has like consistent spaced frets. So
No,
Gotta be kinda
those,
weird.
those are kind of scaled to the what
they're
a
scaled,
guitar
yeah.
would do
Yeah.
more or less.
and it has it runs on batteries as well, so it is portable. So it's kind of cool. Yeah.
We're studio creeps. We don't care about park benches.
Well, I love portable gear. That's my thing. So
I know. Just kidding.
as much
Just
as
pulling your
possible.
tail. Okay. Sorry to be the letdown for all the newcomers. First of all, thank you so much. It's been amazing. But we've passed the show mark. Not that we care or that we ever managed to stick to the show mark, as in time-wise. So I left it up to you. If you don't have anything or any questions or any subject you would like to share with the group, do you?
I should have given you the time limit.
Love it. I would, well, doesn't seem that anybody wants to jump at that. So, what about, obviously, you all are invited to come again and again and again to your heart's content, which is not going to be much, I swear. I promise.
You mentioned Fernandez. Is that a sustainer or a regular Fernandez guitar?
Oh, it's a regular. Yeah.
I'd love to hear someone play a sustainer. I've never heard it before. So
Yeah, they're actually going for a lot of money now, which I was
Yeah.
really surprised that.
well, the Paul Vo stuff is really cool. Have you seen his work? He worked on the Moog guitar, and he also has his own inventions.
Okay.
Variations on the EBO called the EM pick,
Yeah.
and he has another. He had an actual box you mount on your guitar called the Vo 96, and
Oh,
it was wicked. I mean, it would basically resonate your strings without touching it.
Oh,
And
okay.
allow you to
That's
do
pretty
things
cool.
on an acoustic guitar even that you could never do normally. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it was based on the Sustainer technology, but
Same idea with the Moog guitar. Yeah,
he basically focused on, instead of exciting all the strings at once, which is what the Sustainer does, and you, by your fretting, is where you choose which one does a sound. But this one was specifically designed and adjusted to excite every string individually if you wanted or not. You could turn
Exactly,
on,
yeah.
turn off.
That's pretty
really,
Tuning.
really cool.
Yeah. As in, well, it was
Well, the Ebo
possibly
has that
15
too,
years
but-
later after the Fernandez
Yeah, but
release.
EBO you can't do it all
Yeah,
like
it's not
chords
the
and
same.
stuff.
It's
So
not
that-
the same.
Check out, because possibly Fernandez, because they're going now for insane. The vintage ones are going for insane prices. I think Fernandez is back. The brand is back. I don't know who bought it, but I think Fernandez brand is back, and I think they're talking about re-releasing the Sustainiac, because the company who actually developed the Sustainer system has been selling the systems non-stop ever since. So you could. That's why one of the I think Steve Vai's Flow has a Sustainer system, and he got it in the 2000s, I think.
By the way, have you ever seen? It's on a YouTube video when they were making Unforgettable Fire and work with Brian Eno. So he got him into all the spacey Ebo-y kind of stuff. And there's a video where they're playing this massive metallic Ebo looking thing, not the tiny one you buy all the time, but it's this big metal one. Who the hell made that? And was that an actual Ebo or something else?
No,
because
first news.
I've seen it around in the video, but never saw it anywhere since. And it's huge.
Who was playing?
Like Brian Eno was showing the Edge how to play it on the guitar.
Oh, okay.
It's a big metal thing. It's not the little U-shaped Ebo thing you buy now. It's this huge honking, almost like it was homemade or something. And it looked like it did more than one string. I don't know.
Do you think it was a prototype?
May have been. Yeah, it's massive though. If you go watch the old videos on YouTube, the making of the Unforgettable Fire, you'll see it. It's crazy.
We'll just take 6 Ebos and take them together, you know.
And maybe that's what Brian Eno did. I don't know, because he was pretty innovative. So
I love how you're thinking. If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
Yeah.
And sorry, Guitarful, the question we didn't make to you is, what is your experience in Synth-Tar?
Well, I had the Roland, was it the GR30 or G? Yeah.
Floor unit?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I told you about that earlier, my EDS 1275 double
please
neck.
tell everybody else.
Yeah. I still have it. An EDS 1275 that on the 6-string neck I put the GK pickup on. And I played coffee houses. I played classical guitar for a while and finger style like Leo Kaki and Fahey and Peter Lang. And then I would end with that. And a lot of times I would just play stuff like out of the old Vihuela books, Narvaez and Madara, stuff like that on it. People loved it.
And because you said you apply the GK to the bottom string, would be
bottom neck? Yeah. It's a 2-neck guitar, so
sorry,
on the 6-string neck.
I didn't know. Okay, yeah. So all the strings. So what would be, because in this Synth-Tar world that we're moving, or I'm trying to create, or whatever, or making it up, there's kind of 2 ways people approach it. Is either I want to play guitar, but at the same time have something backing me up. Call it string pads, vocal cords, ring-a-ding bells, or whatever.
Strings.
Yeah, as I said, string pads, yes. Anything atmospheric or droney. And then the other side is, no, I want to not play guitar anymore. I want to play another completely different instrument. What is your take in that?
Well, that's kind of what I'm interested in. And when I hope this doesn't, this stuff's powered on. Let me just connect him. I retired, being a classical guitarist for 25 years. I figured, it's about time I built my own guitar. And I built a bunch of them. And I had always wanted a nylon string synth controller. And Godin makes the Multiac. And the problem is it's shorter than standard scale length. Yeah. And the string spacing is smaller, and I don't like that. I got short fingers, but they're fat fingers. Yeah. And I need the classical string spacing. So
even the wider Godin is narrower than traditional Spanish.
Yeah, it's not right. And so I decided, I'm still going to do it. Build a solid body 6-string nylon string electric, with basically individual pickups, and use that as a synth controller. Got the Axon AX100 and a bunch of other stuff. But then I thought, I'm learning Lu3 and I always wanted to do an arm bevel,
Mm-hmm.
and I always wanted to do a cutaway. And those are two things that are kind of frowned upon in classical guitar construction because it changes
Saw them.
the area of the body and all that. But you can mitigate that.
Yes.
But anyway, I wanted it to be more like a semi-solid body.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the Gibsons built a lot of those, or basically look like thin arch top guitars, but
Mm-hmm.
they're really like it's solid wood in here. But I figured no, instead of having the neck go all the way through, which is really the way to do it if you want sustain, I would just brace it.
Sorry.
I
Yeah.
would just brace the hell out of the top.
Okay.
And if you go to my website, I've got a blog on building this and all the mistakes I made. Like
Your
putting
website is the link underneath your
Yeah.
screen, right?
Yeah,
Guitarful.com.
yeah. And it's got but this has got like a set of 3 filters in it too. I put a sound hole in the back because there was no way I was going to do all these connections through the sound hole.
Oh yeah.
It'd be like building a ship in an opaque bottle.
Yes.
But it's so. Ooh,
Sorry.
so
Careful.
well, I've already got boo-boos. A lot of nicks I put in it already, but
Yeah.
learning to build guitars, you also learn how to repair them. But it's got
Bless you.
a regular audio output,
Uh-huh.
and also, of course, the DIN 10 pin
13.
thing for the Axon. And
Oh, that makes me think of another question.
yeah,
And what you do is play nylon string on top of synth stuff, or
No.
substitute the nylon string sound.
just to control the synths. And
Substitution. Okay.
I stuff crap in here to make it quieter so I don't hear the acoustic sounds of this. But
More like a silent guitar.
yeah, but if you look on the website where I show all the bracing in here is ridiculous.
It's not meant for
It's
resonance.
2 pounds of bracing.
What?
Most classicals don't even weigh 2 pounds.
No.
But it's very stiff. It's like knocking
It's a
on
box.
a door. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
But
box.
it feels really nice, and I'll make a solid body is the way to go on something like this. But
I don't disagree, but I don't really agree. It's the way to go if you want to perform live. Yes,
yes,
is the safest way. But
So what do
for
you
instance,
plug that into?
I
then?
had
Let me ask.
that plugs directly. There's a cord plugs directly into the Axon in the rack, and
a 13 pin
yeah,
cable.
and the Axon puts out MIDI.
Okay.
And
Which Axon is it?
The
The
100.
100, same as you have.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, the Mark II or the Mark One? It's the blue chip or the
it's the blue
Teratech?
chip. It's the blue chip. It was
Okay.
like I got it when they first came out.
Okay, yeah.
And I like it. I can put out each string a different MIDI channel, or I can actually split strings and
Yeah,
frets.
I love that.
So multiple MIDI channels per string.
Yeah.
And I want to control that thing with it. So now I'm running around trying to figure out, okay, how do I get, CV and gate and velocity
Yeah, that's the key.
for each voice. So I can, you can do dynamics. You could have voice, certain notes louder than others.
And when you want them to be, not whenever they feel like. Okay,
And-
then there's a question for Synth-Tar. I don't think he has a position. I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
Uncle Chrome, I'm not even aware if he's aware that this thing happened. So for the 3 people on the screen who has more meat on the game, what is your position? What is your opinion? How do you feel about Boss? Remember what I told Guitarful, I was before show we were talking about every synth floor unit effects processor or voltage to MIDI converter, guitar MIDI converter that now is being released by the corporation is not under Roland name anymore. Now they all are released under Boss name, right? The latest iteration or the latest Boss unit for Synth-Tar I believe it's called GM800, Boss GM800. I need to double check on that. Mm-hmm. And together with that, they flipped us one of those to all the old timers because they basically abandoned the 13-pin paradigm.
It's by audio, right?
I say what?
It does it by audio?
Right.
No. It does audio, but
they
it's
do
digital.
have one that does that, yeah.
Like just using I2C or something?
Is it SY?
No.
Is it, I think?
Yes,
yeah,
series, yeah.
Yeah, but the SY was before. That was the latest 13-pin technology they released.
Okay.
Well, they are now the GM800, the Rompler, the one that can do synth and Rompler. It's TRS. Not because they finally followed the trend of the Fishman triple play and the pickup does the MIDI. No, that would be too easy to Roland. No, Roland decided to make a analog voltage to digital signal converter in the pickup, send digital voltage information down the core on a TRS cable, standard quarter inch, but TRS, and then is the GM800 who does the digital voltage to MIDI conversion. So the brains are still on the floor, not like the triple play who has the brain on the guitar. The brains are still on the floor, making the guitar being digital instead of analog. That's the only thing they improved, that they do the conversion, the A to D on the guitar and then sending down the cable, fetching the holy grail of no latency. They're still giving you on the synth side because they're still making the same mistake. Voltage to digital voltage, but then voltage, instead of keeping it digital, process, and then output audio, then converts into MIDI, and inside the brain becomes sound. So using the same mistake that almost put them out of business when triple play came out. And triple play has not taken over because triple play still depends on a laptop. Otherwise, they would have wiped off Roland and Boss off the map of the Synth-Tar because the tracking is better, the conversion is instant.
I think the reason they did it is to keep other competition away. In other words, before with the Roland GK3 pickup, that went out 13 pin and other people made the converters, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So now they have to be the ones making the converter because they're the only ones that know exactly what the protocol is between their new pickup system and their new.
Wouldn't be hard to figure out.
I'm sure that someone can reverse engineer it.
Oh yeah.
I hear you, but wait, that is totally the way that Roland thinks because I don't
that
give
is
a shit
how
that
they
call
think,
it Boss.
right?
But that's Roland. It's Roland.
It's buying them some exclusivity for some period of time. That's it.
Yeah.
But the problem is
the best all-in-one thing I tried that was all on the guitar with a 13-pin out was the Brian Moore iGuitar that I actually got stolen as well.
Oh, the Brian Moore, yeah. But wait,
that thing was tracked
my point is
beautifully. Yeah.
Void. Jeez, it's too long. What you're missing is that Roland was already the last man standing on 13-pin. Nobody, even Axon, fell down the side. Everybody who tried to compete to Roland on 13-pin died at least 5 years before Roland went Boss.
I think, but see, it's almost a flawed argument. I'll be honest. I think because even with the Axon, I think I've got the only other guy that has one.
I have the half rack.
Okay, so the AX50, is that what that was? Yeah. Okay. Right. So, I mean, that was Teratech that made that after they bought the failed Blue Chip, right?
Yeah.
But it's Blue Chip's technology. They ended up leasing, I guess you could say, or licensing that technology to other companies. But they still failed because there's just not that much of a market. And back, that was like the early 2000s. there's no market at all, really. I mean, there was
There
3
wasn't
people
really.
interested in playing MIDI guitar.
Funny enough, yeah. Funny enough, nowadays, 2026 now, if they came back because of the better tracking, because of the string splitting, the multi-channel per string, and remember that you have string splitting, but you also have plectrum splitting in the Axon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or
So you can split by the fret, split by the string and the fret, and each string also
Or
on
you
the
hit it.
Axon, I believe, has 3 areas of plucking. All that could be mappable to CCs and or notes on the Axon, right? So the tech is way superior. The same way I have a Yamaha one rack
It
unit.
is superior, yeah. The Axon, for sure.
Is the tech of Axon was superior. The detection was way superior, way faster, way more accurate.
Yeah.
To the point that they could afford to do all those splitting. I even have a Yamaha, which I think predates the Axon possibly 5 or 7 years, that just out of the 1/4-inch connection, Yamaha 15 years before the SY line was giving you voltage to MIDI conversion on a 1/4-inch. Even that one, even in the 1/4-inch, traces and tracks twice as better as my Roland GR55. And it's older. But all those companies, because of the market share of Synth-Tar back in the day, they all went down. And Roland kept up because they couldn't care less about the guitar division. They were making the money with the samplers and the keyboards and everything else. And that was every 5 years they would come with a new unit, which flopped. But they were the last man standing. Now in
But they never stopped
2026
selling the pickup. And so
That's
so
one.
it kept the whole thing alive.
Kind of, yeah. And that's why it makes no sense killing the golden goose, because all those 13-pin devices out in the wild, suddenly the new pickup doesn't talk to them.
Sure.
They're making a split. It's like when Nintendo went to Switch. It's like, what the fuck?
I just bought my Wii U.
I bought the Wii and the Wii U and the Super 64 because Nintendo backwards compatibility. I bought into that. I thought they would keep it for life. And
then
suddenly
you got screwed because they didn't release Breath of the Wild on
they didn't release anything.
the Wii U
The console,
at first.
The console is cheaper, the console is weaker, they break easier, the games get lost easier. That's why they do it. So they need people to keep buying. So this GK5 business pisses me off deeply. Because, they still say, hey, but we can sell you these extra boxes to convert JK5 to JK3. So you can still use the new pickup with the old gear. Yeah, but for that I need to buy 2 extra boxes.
They do
that I
sell
didn't
this?
had. Yes.
Oh.
But they're extra. They don't come on a bundle with anything.
Well, I'm
if you want to
certain that that's
convert-
always that's
you
the,
want to-
that's the business.
Exactly. If you want to trigger GK3 tech with GK5 pickups, you need to buy the converters.
But why don't you just
But-
buy a GK3
but-
pickup?
If you can find them. But
They're around. Yeah, I got one.
why not? Wait. But GK3, because of the 13-pin, once again, 6 strings, 13-pin, is one too many, right? Because even if you use 2 per string, what's the 13 about?
power.
Ground.
The ground.
Power. There's a ground and a power.
Yeah, there's a grand power, and it's not 12. There's not 2 per string.
Yeah.
Okay, there's more stuff. Because one of those wires is the guitar signal. That's the little hooky you put on the guitar to your GK3. You get your magnetic pickups down the 13 cable.
Yeah.
GK5 doesn't do it.
What do you mean?
GK5 doesn't
what does
even
it
have
send?
It doesn't. GK5 only sends down synth.
Digital.
No, it sends a
Only from the
digital
pickup.
version.
Yeah.
A digital version
Yeah,
of
I got
the
it.
hexaphonic
So you got to
pickup
buy
of
the converter to convert it to from the digital to audio to analog or MIDI.
You,
MIDI, I guess.
you
You
need
have
an
to-
extra cord.
You have to go back to the fucking 80s and strap gaffer tape an extra pickup cord to the JK5 cord.
Yeah.
It doesn't go down with the JK5.
Oh, it doesn't transmit audio
No.
at all.
But
Your
what
magnetic
about
pickup.
what about
So
this
your
year? 'Cause
guitar sound doesn't okay.
Yeah.
what about this year? Because I'm going to NAMM in a few weeks. So I'm going to see what they have. Maybe they have something new.
No, they won't.
GK6.
Well,
I
give him
bet you
shit over
$1. Nothing new in the Boss Synth-Tar. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I bet you $1. Nothing new in the Boss booth for Synth-Tar.
Honestly, though, I
Because-
haven't bought any new stuff since I bought the Axon. Why would I?
Me neither.
That's one of the reasons. The old timers, the ones like these people on screen and me, because I'm a newcomer, the old timers that invested their lives in the 13-pin technology are screwed because they have no new gear to.
I'll never buy it, though. I'll never buy
Okay.
it. The new gear,
you have MIDI
because it's
outs,
not
you can
going to
use
be as
anything.
good.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
have to assume it's not as good as the Axon. That's just everything that's come out since. I've always thought
Technically-
it's
okay.
probably not as good.
Let
And
me
no
share
one's shown
my
me better.
experience. Let me share my experience. I tried the SY1. It's a gimmick. What the SY1 can do, you can do it with any GT unit since the number 5. Yes, it does polyphonic, kind of, because as the synth people in this screen and on the chat, sorry, I'm not following the chat because I can multitask, but agree, polyphony means you have more than one note with more than one voicing. You need to have pitch, and you need to have volume envelope and filter envelope per note. That's polyphony. What the SY1 does is paraphony. Yes, it generates 6 pitches, but the envelopes are common in one single envelope because it's using quarter-inch technology, which is basically multiplexing technology. And once again, I'm pulling this out of my ass because this is the way I explain it to myself. It's the same technology that makes out of one fiber optic multi-frequency bleeping device 300 channels of digital audio,
That's dense wavelength division multiplexing.
but applied to electrical voltage. The same thing that spectral equalization or spectral, the same technology they use for the AI and mixing of tracks. With one single frequency sausage, they split it into different frequencies and they process it individually.
This is what are you sure?
No,
It's a very
but
inefficient way to do it. I mean, processor-wise,
But
that
that's
would
Roland.
require...
But that's Roland. The GR55 had a latency worse than the previous generation on the digital side.
Okay, so you mean there's perceivable latency when you're playing this thing?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Because the Rumpler size, the pianos, the vocals, the strings, the marimba, all the Rumpler side is triggered by MIDI. So the problem
So
with
it's
the
got to
GK3,
go from digital to electronic.
You showed that
No.
on one of your shows with the GR55. When you
Yeah.
turn the different waves on and off, you could see the Rompler waves were slower than the
GK
synth waves.
GK3 13-pin technology takes voltage out of the pickup, like the standard pickups does, send it down the wire, the
Yep.
13 pins, to the brain. The brain takes that voltage, and that's voltage to MIDI conversion, so they can send trigger to the Rumpler engine. That latency, Roland, I haven't checked that is so too deep the SY1000. Roland has not been able to downsize it yet doing that. That's why the best thing they could do is to skip one step or to improve the speed of the transfers from the analog voltage to the MIDI converter down on the floor, which is making the analog voltage digital voltage. I mean, a digital representation computer representation of the wave that each string individually does.
No, really.
Yeah, that's GK5. That's the
You're
old
saying
technology
it's changing it into a waveform.
No, it's changing into notes and ones, but it's the same information. It's not translating into MIDI.
Okay, I'm
Like
trying to understand. You
Okay.
think it's okay? So, yeah,
The guitar,
that's what I'm trying to.
metal, magnet,
Yeah,
voltage, right?
yeah.
GK3 takes that voltage untouched
Yeah.
and send it
Yeah,
down 7 feet, 13 feet of metal for a 13 pin each
Right.
voltage individual in its own wire down to the brain, and the brain takes that voltage analog and translates it into digital MIDI.
Yep.
GK5 technology,
Well,
Magnet.
yeah.
metal, magnet, the wave analog voltage magnet instantly translated into digital wave. Nothing less, not translated into MIDI, not converted, not done anything, just digitalized.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it
So they
would
can
be.
It's the same
multiplex it on
wave.
one wire.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, I see what
A
you're
TRS
saying.
connection.
Yeah.
Ground.
Kind of
to
harebrained,
the-
but yeah.
But the
Okay, I think I
wave-
know another reason why they may have done this though, because the 13 pin cables are you have to have like 30 of them standing by because
Yeah.
they break
Very
like just
easy.
constantly. Yeah,
Yeah,
Tiny.
but
yeah,
once again, Fishman, the triple play, does voltage to MIDI in the pickup, and then sends MIDI Bluestream wireless to the laptop.
Now, if you could fit
And
the
that is
Axon, if you could fit the
And-
Axon 100 in the guitar, that would be great.
Exactly.
that's what they did with the PG 380.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Casio
Voltage.
it does it actually has a synth board inside and does all the conversion to MIDI.
It's a CZ
there.
brain inside plus the MIDI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a shorter path, it's an instant conversion. Roland in 2020 freaking 5 is still sending down guitar signal down the cable. Yes, it's a more robust cable because it's only a TRS, and you can even make those ones yourself, and they're very cheap. Or you can even use Cat 5, and I think they're using Cat 10. If you buy the Roland branded TRS, it's inside is nothing but a Cat 10 or something like that. It's a
It would
computer
be
cable.
Cat 6 or 7.
Cat
probably.
6, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a computer cable inside, but it's wrapped like a guitar cable. It looks like a guitar cable, right? But he's still sending non-converted digital wave, as in CD information, down to the brain, and the brain does the CD to MIDI conversion, adding the latency, and then shoots it to the Rumpler side of the device.
Okay, well, I understand what it is that you're explaining now, and I think that there's more information being transmitted than you think. So, in other words, when it's string 1, it's sending OX1 as the header of the packet, let's say, and then that way at the other end the converter can take string 1 OX1 and say that was string 1, right? So you're doing multiplex. They're changing it into packets. It's packets of information. Okay, so they're sending a packet, and the packet is encoded with header information, and the header information, I'm sure, is essentially telling it which string this came from.
Yeah, but that's exactly what MIDI does. Why don't you
Well,
do that conversion in the pickup itself?
Because they found another more complicated way to do it, and to keep everyone else from being able to do it for a while.
Yeah.
But they're still behind the curve.
I think ultimately they're probably one step away from just using Wi-Fi. I mean, I honestly,
That's triple play. Triple
Oh, is that what they do?
using
Using
Wi-Fi
okay.
wavelength to transmit from the pickup to the laptop. Yes, that gives you a shorter range from the laptop and forces you to use a laptop.
Even
That's
better than
why-
Wi-Fi, the Silphio wind controller from AODIO uses a radio frequency which is much faster than Wi-Fi.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
it's much faster and better
It's Bluetooth
nowadays
built-in, but it has a
because
box
of
to
the
the radio.
saturation of the Wi-Fi brand. When all these devices started the R&D, the Wi-Fi brand frequency band was not as crowded as nowadays. Nowadays, anything on the Wi-Fi band, you go to a venue or gig, and you're doomed because you're fighting with laptops, tablets, iPhones, the things where you swap your credit card in the bar.
And Bluetooth MIDI is great. The Rolly Seaboard uses Bluetooth MIDI perfectly, but Bluetooth audio still stinks. It's too slow.
And perfectly. Don't tell that to Ken's
30 millisecond delay at least.
Bluetooth 5 or faster is pretty good, but it's still not real time.
Exactly.
It's latency.
Bluetooth MIDI works pretty well, but if you get more devices, the more devices you have, the more difficult it is to use.
So
I tried to go all Bluetooth for
and they
a while,
get dropped.
and
Sometimes they get dropped randomly.
It's a real pain. Yeah.
So with that technology is touching its peak. So it's definitely not professional level for the same reason that it took them almost, I think, 25 years in professional rigs to have singers on digital wireless microphones because the technology was not there. It wasn't fast enough.
It's still not really there. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're playing a concert, digital is fine. But if you're doing recording, it's not.
Yeah. No. We're talking live, which is the measure where all the real music tech gets measured by, the live, right? That's why vocalists are happy to go digital. You will not catch a professional guitar, bass, or even walk around synth player on digital transmitters. And God forbid, not even drummers are using digital wireless in-ears for drumming. They can't. The latency is still too great.
Yeah. And even the guitar players that use the wireless, the radio to transmit to gear, those aren't very common from what I've seen.
Many of them are still using UHF.
Yeah, I have a digital wireless for my guitar, but it's too slow. So I mean,
which one?
It's too slow. So I don't know, some Chinese 5.8 thing, but it's just too slow. And also you've got digital sound quality, which is it's compressed audio essentially.
The compander, okay. Yeah. I mean, analogs are also companded, but the technology of the analog companding, how do you call it?
Yeah.
Companding.
Yeah.
It went extremely good just before digital. I mean, some professional systems like some the high range of Shure wireless for guitar, I think is digital, but because I think they managed to get the latency down below 5 milliseconds.
I think it's more reliable for concerts and things like that to use the digital radios, but the issue is you're limiting your bandwidth, and it is compressed audio.
Not really. Wait, not really, because the advantage of the digital wireless is because it's encoded, it can ignore anything is not addressed to the receiver. So you don't need that much bandwidth because on the same it's like MIDI. On the same wire, you get 16 channels because
there's a penalty though.
But MIDI also has latency. If you do the round robin through keyboards, you get the latency. So
and the conversion is the latency.
Because they're still working on the hardware standard from 1984.
Well, for MIDI,
Yeah. The hardware has not moved, to my knowledge, has not evolved anything since.
Well, there is MIDI 2.0.
Yeah, there's some stuff with 2.0.
How much? Yeah, how much 2.0 have you in your studio now?
Me? None.
Yeah.
I will probably
same as
never
everybody else.
Have MIDI 2.0.
Same as everybody else.
Yeah.
Yes, it's there. It's floating in the ether, but only Korg has released a 2.0. Sorry, Korg and Native Instruments has released controllers compatible with 2.0, which God knows how the fuck they do.
But your computer doesn't care about MIDI 2.0 right now, so
Windows
it discards it.
Windows doesn't even work with 1.4. So.
I mean, basically the Osmos, the Rolly Seaboard, and the Arturia what the hell is it called? The fancy Arturia thing, with all the
Astrolab.
bells.
The origin.
No, the latest one that has all the
Keylab.
poly aftertouch stuff on it. Those are all using
Oh, yeah.
elements of MIDI 2.0, but they're not fully MIDI 2.0.
That's
well,
what I mean. They're
MIDI
compatible.
2.0 will be released for Windows in the next big feature release in the first half of
26.
this year, I guess. Yeah.
Well, let's see
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
They always
And
have a booth
remember
in
it's
NAMM. I'll have to go
Microphones.
by and see what they say about it.
And remember, it's Microsoft doing the implementation. They don't give a shit.
Well, I have been in contact with the guy that's actually working on it, and he does give a shit. He's
Okay,
actually pretty
finally.
invested.
Finally.
Yeah. I
Because-
did some testing for him recently.
Because the Microsoft argument to me is irrational. Said, oh, we don't have enough musicians using music programs and the Windows, and I turn around and say, are you fucking kidding me? Do
Right.
you know
Really?
how many people
Well,
are using?
hold on.
Are using
Apple,
Reaper?
Apple fucked up for many years. Microsoft was way ahead with DAWs and music production stuff because
Yeah.
Apple wasn't supporting it except for Pro Tools.
Mhm.
The VST came out on Windows,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's because
Steinberg.
Apple wasn't supporting all that stuff, and finally they caught up. It's like ridiculous. Apple
Then why is Apple the one with the aggregate devices? And
because
with
they do
native
some
Bluetooth
things
MIDI?
right. They do some things right, but they often fail. They had those game sprockets things back in the 90s. Apple game design was shit. They keep screwing up all these like landmark things and eventually catching up.
Just for anybody who
I've
doesn't
looked
know.
at Apple several times, so I can say that. But,
Exactly. He's a professional IT engineer, are you?
I don't call myself an engineer. That's an insult to actual engineers.
Okay.
An engineer is either a guy with a train hat or a guy who's like a physicist or an astrophysicist or electronical engineer guy. Everything else calling
Profession-
himself an engineer, an IT guy is an asshole. You're not an engineer. I'm sorry.
But Sweetwater has sales engineers.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's
they do.
so
Sales
insulting.
engineers.
To real engineers, that's very insulting. So.
Sanitary engineers.
There you go. That's the one.
Okay.
By
Let's
the way,
not get
before I
personal.
forget, I wanted to mention this to Guitar Fool because you mentioned about getting your MIDI and your CV and gate stuff figured out in your guitar. I don't know if you could rig it to work correctly, but I love my little Eurorack Mutant Brain module for MIDI to CV and gate. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I just found, what's that Dutch company? I was just telling you about it
Here's your man.
earlier. Magella.
Oh.
Magella makes it's 4 MIDI. You feed it like MIDI channel 1, and it does 1 through 4. It's 4 CV to gate converters and velocity.
What happens if
You
I do
get
this?
6 out of Mutant Brain.
Doesn't work. What about this?
But this is basically a Eurorack module, and
Yeah.
then along with that, you need a VCA for the envelope.
Sorry.
Oh,
So your velocity basically changes the amplitude of your envelope
you shouldn't need that
generator.
because I don't need that with the Mutant Brain. Maybe it's built in.
It must be, but because basically you have your envelope generator feeding your VCA, controlling your VCA, and you need that envelope to change with velocity,
Right.
to get the
No,
volume.
if you need another one or want to try something different, look at Hex. I think it's Hex Inverter Mutant Brain. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite models.
Yeah, I've looked at that one, but I need one that does CV gate and velocity out.
That's tricky, isn't it?
It
That's what Magella does, and then they have a VCA. Then they have a VCA that's basically 2 VCAs: your normal VCA and one for the envelope coming in. So then
mine has to do velocity out because I've done performances with my Eurorack Live, and I'm getting dynamics out of it. So it must be doing the transmission.
yeah, and that was.
Ole-
What did you say that one was? I've seen
Hex,
it.
Mutant
Hex
Brain.
Inverter.
Hex
Hex
Inverter
Inverter.
Mutant Brain. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good. Not very expensive, and it's just plug
I
and
know
play.
because Hex Inverter was none of. I've got a few of his modules in that modular there.
Yeah. It's real. I mean, it's my go-to. I have other stuff that will, like the Arturia stuff that does the MIDI built in with the CV gate and stuff. But I will still go MIDI to my Arturia, to the Mutant Brain to control a lot of my stuff in the Eurorack because it's that good. It really works great.
Yeah, but I needed to control that.
Oh yeah. Well, Eurorack goes to 5U
Yeah.
as long as you get the voltage, figured out.
No, you just it's just the panel's different, really.
Yeah.
But no, I don't care what format all of that is. I want it. I want control voltage and, you know, envelope amplitude from based on velocity and gate that I can feed into that guy.
Sure.
So
I'm gonna look into the Behringer. I don't think it can do it because first of all,
No,
it has two
no.
outputs.
right.
But I'm gonna check because when I try
Yeah.
to play CV to MIDI, it does follow all my dynamics. So
I'm
probably
pretty
it
sure
does
the
the
Behringer
MIDI
does it.
conversion, but not the analog conversion. I'll look
Yeah.
into that.
Well, see, I'm going the other way. The Axon
Yeah,
takes
no.
care of everything in the MIDI, you know, the velocity and the pitch bend and all that.
The Behringer also can do that because it's a wait. No, the Behringer does USB MIDI into CV and gate.
They
That's the
have
only
one that
path.
does 5 pin.
Behringer?
Yeah,
No.
they do. They
They,
have one that does
they
5 pin.
copied the one that
The
was
black
made.
one, the one they did for the Moogs, yeah. But that's one single channel. You need
No, they
basically
also
six
have,
of those.
as they're copying all those other modules for like the clouds and all that stuff, mutable instruments.
Yeah.
They copied that one as well that has the MIDI to CV.
Ah, one of the okay.
yeah.
One
I have
of
it's
the
called
open source ones.
it's called Wires, I think. Wires or
Okay.
No, I know I've got one.
what is it? What is it called? I barely use it because I like the Mutant Brain so much, but
Yeah.
Droid,
it's one of the first modules I bought. It's called.
Yeah, I'm looking.
What is it called?
That's not helping.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't see it here, but I've got a buttload of Eurorack too.
Oh, for sure. You have to. I mean, yeah.
I can show it. Now
Well,
you
no,
CM1A.
you can't see it because it's all sideways in there, facing that way.
yeah. Well,
That's why
we
it's
can
called
see
Eurocrack.
those-
You have to keep going. So
Yeah. Well, it's a disease,
tell them.
you know.
Don't tell them.
not
It's a
brain.
trap.
Yeah, and there's no rehab program for it either.
Well,
No.
this is the rehab program.
Well,
although
lack
we're
of money.
more like
I'm broke.
enablers.
I haven't bought a Eurorack for like 3 years. So, So-
Well,
but I did spend
can
about $15,000 on it. So
Yeah.
I can talk because I know you don't know, but I managed to finish the Behringer System 100 collection. Plus one.
Oh, damn it!
Because I needed two envelopes.
I need to connect the Tip Top Buchla. Those are amazing. So
Oh,
Those are pretty good. I've got a couple of those. They're actually licensed by Buchla, so they're
and they never stop. Every year at NAMM they have more and more and more. They have probably like another 30 to make or something. They're crazy.
but I've got a buttload of
There's a
Buchla
demand.
clones. So my Buchla site's over here.
Because okay, educate me here. So Buchla is he's still alive, right?
Nope.
No.
He died just after he sold the company.
There's my.
Just a
Euro.
couple years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see this.
That's the sum total of my Eurorack.
Hey, whatever works. Yeah.
So far.
It does so far.
Yeah, but that's
He kept a small case, so you can only go so big. So
That's
You
it.
got to get another case.
I have another one, and they expand so you can hook them together. I have
Told
a
you.
Pod 32 as well, but I
but
just can't think of anything I'd want to put in it right now. So
yeah,
this does it
synthetic.
for me.
That 4MS. Do you know which one is that one?
I don't.
Oh, this is the
That's the one that lets you make VCV
Oh,
rack a plug out.
VCV. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that one's pretty cool actually. I like that one.
Oh, it's
It's awesome.
badass.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much when you start saying like, "Oh, I need something to do this and that," I'm thinking like, "Well, how would the meta module do that?"
Yeah, it's a hardware emulation of a software emulation of hardware.
It's kind of like those two.
So the point is that you see right here, it's got the hands are horrible. Sorry.
Yeah, the CM1A
So I
does it, by the way.
I have the I/O
CN1A.
expansion, so this gives me like 14 inputs and 16 outputs capability. You know,
It's kind of like that company that makes the stomp box with the built-in interface. It's not the Zoya; it's the other one that has a graphic display, and you can chain modules inside the screen. I always forget the name of it because no one has them anymore. But
And so, well, no.
they came out before this VCV rack did.
yeah.
I totally forgot the name of the damn company, but I think it's an Australian company.
If you said it, I think I might remember.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a
So-
while, so I forgot what they are.
Droid, which module is that from Behringer?
CM1A.
And what does it actually do?
CM1A, yeah, CM1A. It will do velocity.
MIDI to CB with velocity, as in
Yeah.
three plugs per channel.
That's what it says.
How many of those? How many plugs?
I think it's just
out?
using the S trig for velocity. So it's just a gate control.
S trigger.
Yeah.
Then it's not velocity.
I don't know. Now, see,
S2
I know
is
that you
gate.
can. Yeah, you're right. So that would only be on and off, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's a trigger. It's a gate.
Yeah. So no, actually, it does have a voltage range. So if you're changing the gate, then you could be controlling velocity that way,
Huh.
right?
Really?
It's
Only
only
if-
if you're talking on and off. If the gate's only on and off, that would be one voltage or another. But what they're expressing is that it's a range of voltage for the gate control. So I can't tell you for sure, but
It must be because the EGs inside can
Let me see.
translate that voltage difference
I'll
into
tell you
different
what
velocities.
the
Yeah,
specifications.
I
says
forgot
here.
which synths had S trig, but usually it's V trig. But
You can use
Yeah.
V trig or S trig. It says it's
So yeah. that do
Oh
both.
no. Okay, it's not a range. So it is 5 volt plus 5 for V trig or pull down to 0 for S trig. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know where they're getting that from. Let me see. I don't know what I can't see the picture didn't show up for me. Oh, here we go. It finally did. Trig, no, CV trig. I don't see how they possibly are getting velocity actually.
So that and it's only 2 voices per module. Although they're cheap, they're kind of what, 80 quid?
I don't know.
$80,
Yeah,
$90?
these are cheap though. Yeah.
Poly Bebo, you guys remember the Poly Bebo?
Nope. I don't know.
Look that one up. It was BEEBO, Poly Bebo. It was one that had a firmware thing. You could switch from one version to another. It starts as a guitar pedal thing,
Ah, okay.
and it has a VCV rack type interface to it, and you can chain modules together in software on this little stomp box. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's proprietary from them. It's their own software.
Yeah, but it's very good.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
It's a whole environment
Wow.
you can play.
That looks like there's no. Say, I've got an Fractal AX8, and I can't mess with that while it's on the floor. Like Chrome knows because I brought it over to his house. I didn't know what I was doing. I couldn't. There's no way you can control. Like you can't edit while
No,
you're
you
trying to
can't.
use it on the
With
floor.
the Poly Bebo, it's like an iPad on the screen. You can grab things and move them around and put wires and.
Oh,
Is
it's
it-
touchscreen.
Oh, it's touchscreen. It's great.
That's
it's
pretty
really
cool.
nice. Yeah.
You
That's-
do
Is it-
so you do it barefoot.
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
This is a point I like to bring up for once again because I'm delusional and I believe that synth people and guitar people are listening to the show, which is one of the hardest truths I had to come to terms when I came into the synth world is that guitar, it's impromptu. You can create on the go. Most of the guitar gear is designed to create on the go. The guitar itself, you change the tone by changing your plug or by muting up and down. You change your volume by just handling your pick attack. You're creating legato just by the way you fret the notes. On the synth world, everything has to be pre-done and set in stone before you hit the stage.
No, not look at Mini Moogs. It's all totally manual.
Because there's not much to handle.
Yeah.
Compared to guitar,
Yeah.
and second, you relinquish because it already is monophonic. I get it. Yes.
People don't use
Closer
mini moogs
proposal.
on stage usually, though. I
I
mean,
mean,
you
not
do,
anymore. They
that's-
used to be the
yeah.
de rigueur.
But not even they use the copies and the pros still use the equivalent or the new
Yeah.
remakes of the
They use a
mini Moog.
Nord.
But,
They
you
use
know,
a
like,
Nord with the sounds in it.
SH101 or anything that's got one note, one
Yes.
knob per function, one slider
Yeah.
per function.
But
go
the
crazy.
interaction, basically you adapt your note playing to the interaction with the other hands and the knobs. On guitar, you can do everything at once. And if
Well, the
whatever
Osmos
you
you can. Osmos, you got
Yes,
crazy shit.
but once again, that took them for 50 years to get there.
Well,
Where
yeah.
guitar has been doing it But that's what I mean. Is one of those flick of the switch that you need to do if you come from guitar into synths. Most affordable, widespread synthesizer tech, and most of it, and I'm not talking about hardware jams, because the first thing that I was never told is that people in the hardware jam circuit have been doing, and most of them using relatively similar gear for more than 2 decades.
Well, you have a favorite thing, or you can only afford so much,
Yes.
or whatever. Yeah.
And you bring the new toy, which does most of the old toy plus extra. But you've been using the same stuff for 2 decades. Most of the people in hardware jams, I'm talking 80% of them. Okay.
Yeah.
The difference is with a
Most of them
guitar,
play exactly the same music every time too. An acid jam or something like that.
You said it, not me. You said
That's
it,
true
not
though.
me.
No, it's true though, and that's fine. That's their comfort zone. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm
but you
saying
can
some
say the
people
same-
like a certain kind of music.
Yeah, you can say the same for guitar players. One guitar player in 2 decades plays blues, or plays rock, or
Look,
plays
the
metal.
Ramones played almost the same song their entire career, and I love it.
Exactly.
I say
So-
the tool makes a fool because certain synthesizers have their sound, and if that you keep using that, you're just gonna keep using that, pounding that sound.
On top of everything, yes.
Right.
Once you found the sweet spot, you don't move it.
Yeah.
That's why all of the pros of the 70s had their mini Moogs with marks on the notches where the knob goes.
That's why my Eurorack I unpatch every single time and repatch from scratch.
But that's because you're a daredevil.
Well, you have to get the use out of it. Otherwise, it's just all presets, basically, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, expensive ones.
But as I said, even with a preset, even with a pedal board, even with the X effects, what you do in the lab at home, you go to a stage, and well, sadly, the X effects is not the best example for things that we'll discuss on a different show. But even when you click on the preset, you still can change it noticeably just by your performance on a guitar. On a synth, even less if it's a synth or a Rumpler, you're screwed. You're not going to start editing and going down layers of menu to change
No.
Well, I've seen
it's
people
one
do it, but
note.
they're crazy.
Yeah, DX7 or Poly 800. No.
Exactly. I wouldn't go that hard because that's really unfair, the DX7 example. But yes, exactly. You to the point that, and that's something is getting hard for me to wrap my head around. When you sound design on synths, analog, digital, whatever, that you actually can sound design, as in start from scratch, start from init, and be accessible and understandable to create the sound. You're taking your first decision that a guitar player will never even think of is how long is going to be your note, because that's your envelope. You're deciding. Yes, there's ways to shorten or to jump around in some engines.
Well, you
some
put your
engines.
10-second reverbs on there, and then you got that handled. So
You can extend by the reverb, but
Yeah.
you see, you're already taking a decision of how long your note is going to be. That is unthinkable to a guitar player. The note is going to be as long as I just fucking want to. Or my amplifier
it depends.
dies.
It depends. I mean,
Yes, of course. If it's too dry and you're one stage away from the amplifier, you can't do any feedback, you're screwed. It's going to be as short as you can.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, you've got a sustain pedal. You know, you can
But
hold.
you need to be close to the pedal. That's what
You
I
can
mean.
hold a
There's-
note. Yeah.
Yeah. There is ways to own the split of the moment. And I think that's where this romantic notion that guitar is so expressive. Yes, because nothing is predefined in the guitar from the start. On a synth, you can just drop the finger on the key, if it has a keyboard, or on your controller to trigger your synth. And that is already a very beautiful, very concrete, a specific length sound. On a guitar,
True.
try to do this on a fretboard and hear what comes out.
There's a lot
That's
more
like Jimi
notes
Hendrix,
on a guitar
though.
too.
Jimi Hendrix, you never knew he was going to come out with.
But that's because he was changing what he was playing every single second,
Yeah.
depending on the drugs he was on, obviously.
Well, sure, of course.
And obviously your end pin matters, but could you just sort of like bounce the guitar off the floor to generate some sounds?
I mean, that would not be
What?
healthy for the guitar, but
Yeah.
Well, I've seen guys hit their guitar when they play. They bend the neck, and they also hit the
That's
guitar.
also not healthy for your guitar.
Yeah.
Of course it's
But
not.
that Tony
I don't
Iommi
give a
did
shit.
that many times to get like tone changes.
Yeah.
On his, like you
Who
see him
was
push his
that?
neck a little bit.
Talking about coming back to the new generation. In one of the early performances of Limp Bizkit, the bass player who sadly passed away, rest in peace, in 2025, it almost exploded in my brain because I saw the guy playing doon, 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 and suddenly goes to make a drone, bong on the bottom string, whatever tuning was that, and suddenly decides to bend the string by hanging the whole guitar out of the tension of the string. And I go like, he's gonna break the fucking... Oh no, it's a bass, never mind.
When I put my strings on, that's how I stretch my strings. I just pick up the guitar by the strings. Yeah.
You do it for 3 seconds, but that guy was doing for a whole bar. On a bass, on a Warwick bass. So we're like, okay, well...
But it is Limp Bizkit, so did it really matter?
Yeah.
Nah.
Not at all. It makes no freaking difference.
Probably wasn't using that bass
But
anyhow.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, because
I know.
I've been learning.
I just can't stand
I've
those
been-
guys. So
I've been learning that all the controversy, which is real, was on purpose. It changes nothing.
You sound like
But
my
to
kid.
me-
My kid keeps trying to convince me that they were
What?
geniuses.
well, my favorite is he's done the Corey Feldman tour, and they're both terrible, right? So
Yeah.
it's just.
Corey Feldman?
Oh yeah, they went on tour together.
Yeah.
They called
In
it
fact,
Loserville, but he kept saying he called it Loserville.
In
But
fact, I
it's
think it was
Loserville.
Limp Bizkit that brought Corey Feldman back
Wow.
on the stages. Yeah.
Yeah.
But because
It's his fault.
that's what I learned. Limp Bizkit, the band from the beginning was all a piss taken. It was never meant to happen.
But the
Yeah.
problem with Corey, though, if you
Yeah.
watch enough of the documentaries about him and his actual behavior and stuff and lawsuits,
I heard they just
he
put out
is an issue. He has. It's not an act. He has problems.
one. Yeah, he's got mental issues.
He's got a lot of problems.
His best friend also had mental issues, and he's dead because he
Exactly. But he
you know.
comes out. He does all those horrible things with the guitar and singing and all the theatrics on stage, and he's very serious.
He's I believe
Kind of,
100%
Too
serious.
serious. Way too
Yeah.
serious.
I haven't seen
But-
the documentary that they just released, but
Oh, it's brutal. It's
I
really
heard
good.
it was pretty rough. Yeah,
He hates it. He stormed out of the documentary.
yeah, he was like threatening them, like gonna sue them for the movie.
I mean,
or
you let him
whatever,
follow you in all these little behind the scenes. And
Right.
what did you expect to happen?
but, Yeah,
You know.
Yeah. But it
Well, I
still is
think
an
we better
entertainer.
start wrapping it up here because
Yes.
I feel Jeff's dog has been most patient with us.
Probably.
But
Yeah.
I know that Jeff and I have sessions, and he's like, "Well, I better leave because I got to take care of my dog."
My ADHD dog. Yeah.
They all are somewhat.
How so?
I love dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
She needs constant attention, and
Oh, okay.
she
But
eats up 60% of my time.
They get
That's good.
separation anxiety, so they.
No problem with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think anybody... Oh, hello. A10 Music Productions. Whoever you are, whenever you came around, which is long ago. Sorry, man, I didn't see it.
Probably only like the last 15 minutes. I've been watching the chat mostly, but. So.
Okay.
Eitan's your friend, right?
Welcome
Roy?
back.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
So,
thanks for joining.
How you doing, Aitan?
please keep an eye on the... I'm going to try to be active at all. Not that people say I'm going to be more active. No, I'm going to try to be active at all in the Discord channel.
So is A10 another
But-
Synth-Tar player, or what does he do?
He's like a composer. He does play piano, but he does a lot of composition. He's pretty talented.
Cool.
You should check out his music.
You're
I think
welcome.
I think it's under Aton. I have to look it up, but yeah.
There you go.
So,
Well, it's been great. I've
Let's-
enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, good fun as usual.
you,
Yeah, thanks.
you're welcome to come
Hey,
again.
This is the only way I get to visit Jeff's studio.
Oh, you should come over.
I should, but I don't have a car. Damn it! If I had a car, Jeff, I'd
Get
have no
one.
excuse. I'd have no more excuse. But
Your daughter can bring you. Your daughter can
Yeah.
bring you, and she can take care of Ava.
there you go.
So,
Hey,
first,
she's
I'm
a
sure
professional. She's a professional dog and cat take care of, so she'll know what to do.
She'd have her hands full.
Yeah.
So, Six Oscillator will be back Friday the 6th of February 2026. 6 of 2 of the 6th.
Excellent.
And please, if you join us, our Discord chat, which is this little address in the screen, I haven't learned yet, and I don't even know if I can do it, to make one of those fancy
Pin.
the square thingy codes. How do you call it?
QR code?
QR
I can make one
code.
for you.
Thank
I can
you.
make it for you.
I don't even know how to create a QR code for you
It's
to
easy.
zap it with your mobile. So please type and come and join the community, because
I'm a
really
mathematician,
keen.
so we use QA codes.
What?
No, QED codes, right?
No, QA is our stacks in the library. That's where I live. The QA section of the library.
I encourage you, everybody, to come with what subjects would you like us to talk about on the next shows, any time around. And if I or we or any of us knows somebody who knows more than I do about the subject, which is not that hard to manage, we'll try to bring it in and help us understand all the things we don't yet understand about guitar, synths, synth-tars, guitars, and any synthesizer you hang it on your neck. So I'm gonna be weird and I'm gonna be farewelling you one by one, but please hang up if you wish in the green room. So starting with the last, thank you very much for coming. You know the show is open for you to come, Mr. Synthetic.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime you want, this is your home.
During the week of NAMM, watch my channel. I'll do a live stream all over the place. So
Excellent.
Please send me
we
links so
enjoy
I can
your
put it in
coverage of
Discord.
NAMM. You understand your audience.
exactly. Well, also, and I'll be in the
There must be-
pub, Kent's pub, a little bit. Kent Spong has a pub he runs, so
I
most
thought
will
I
be
heard
on my channel.
I
But
thought I heard there was a little controversy in the buffet crampon world, but
That's right.
You can verify. Something's
I always got to
happened
cover
there.
buffet crampon. Everyone loves buffet
Something's
crampon.
happened there. I don't know what exactly.
It's definitely gonna be fun. So, Mr. Synthetics, thank you very much. Come as soon as you want. You'll always be welcome. Okay.
Good times.
Thank
I
you
did
very
learn
much.
stuff today too. I don't know that much about guitar as much as I'd like to, so that was good.
As I said, come for the info, stay for the train wreck. That's our motto. See you soon. Mr. Roy Droid Void, you would be more than welcome to come into the show and share your experience, knowledge, or your questions, because I appreciate questions as much as any other thing, because if you don't ask me, how can I tell you? Because I don't know what you're thinking.
Right.
I don't know what any of you are thinking. So, or what do you think, or what do you need, or just call out my bullshit. Anything that got wrong, please tell me. I'm here to learn, like you. I'm not here to be the teacher. I'm here to be go through the trip of learning with all of you and sharing this experience and this synth guitar. So, as I said, you'll be welcome whenever you want to come back. But I need to say farewell and have a nice weekend, whatever is left, until the next
too.
time. Okay?
Thanks for having me. Take care.
Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. I'm gonna let the ADHD dog go because he's in a rush. All right?
All right.
Mr. Guitarful, thank you so much. I think I could.
That's
There's
fun.
a plethora of knowledge and experience I would love to take from you. So please come back as soon as you
I
can.
will.
Okay?
Right.
Thank you.
Same address.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll keep you. Paul, can you be the dealer and get him into Discord?
I don't know. Do you do Discord, Jeff?
Oh, sorry. Do you
I
know
don't know
what
if he does
Discord is?
I've had to do so many different things.
I
don't-
understand if you don't
I don't
want
think
to.
I have. I don't care.
Discord is somewhere in between a forum and Facebook. Somewhere in the middle.
I know. Yep, I
So-
know what it is. There's some synth designers that only work through Discord. So
Because it's a little less intrusive and brainwashing than Facebook. So
Yeah.
all the people who still are
it's not saying much.
subject focus, they try to drive out to Facebook into Discord. But if you don't,
That's fine.
through Paul you can get my details for Facebook or Messenger or WhatsApp
No, it's right there on the screen. Basically, the way I joined, because I couldn't find any links, and then I just brought up the last video we did, and and I typed in, https://discord.gg, and it worked.
That's all
That was
cool.
it. It's like, but I can't cut and paste that because it's on the screen.
I know.
So.
Yeah.
Although-
Screen
No other
capture.
way.
Although
Screen
technically,
capture and OCR. There you go.
Yeah, well,
although technically, Samsung is telling that now they can read writing,
can
typing.
do that. Yeah.
Through
yeah.
from videos through the AI thingy, which the AI thing is another conversation for another day. So
No, OCR will do it.
Oh yeah, that's OCR. That's all.
okay,
Simple.
Whatever. But
thank you so much.
Oh,
As I
thanks.
said, the door, mi casa, su casa. Please come back. Okay.
I will.
thanks,
Thank you
Jeff.
very much.
Say
Bye bye.
goodbye.
Oh, sorry, I chopped off the dog. So, are you ready to move on and have a decent weekend now?
I am. I've
Did you have
got
enough?
a little box over here that'll be tomorrow's amusement. I'm not going to mess with it tonight. But
Okay.
tomorrow I start playing with the Pro 800.
Oh
and if the stars line up, there
Mm-hmm.
could be by the end of the weekend. I got to finish by the weekend because then Monday starts whole new work.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But there could even be an Uncle Chrome video produced with it. We shall see.
Okay. Release
Either-
when?
Either a single synth. Well, so I make the videos, and then my next show will be, what is it? In like 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks from tomorrow. So
Mhm.
is that right? Because tomorrow's the first, then the second. I do the third Saturday.
Well, tomorrow for you.
So tomorrow's the third. So the 17th is the third Saturday, and that's when I premiere my next show, the next Blippity Bloop Theater. And
17th.
whatever I'm making right now gets dumped into that. I made a track yesterday with basically just drums. I
That's
said,
interesting.
what if you take, because I have this great sequencer, so it's 8 lanes of 16 steps, but with switches I basically made it a 32 step, 4 lanes of 32, and then I said, okay, let me get like 8 bass drum modules, and have them all like playing at once, and 8 snare drum modules, and they're all being triggered and go crazy. That's it.
Interesting. And is
Some
that
beats.
up already, or do you still need to?
No. I haven't. I created. So the way I work is I'll make the patch, and then when I get it ready to perform, I do a screen capture of the performance. Then I take that video and I produce the video with it. So I found some
With
stuff
audio.
on archive.org, and I'll produce it, and I'll do a little processing on the sound and stuff. But yeah, so
Cool.
the final videos will be out, and keep on
Feel-
track. But
Feel
it's
free
going to be
to share your
music
releases in
weekend.
the Discord.
Oh, well, thank
in
you.
the Discord, there's a channel for your music. So
Okay.
put there wherever you do, whenever you do it. You're
Will
welcome.
do, so, well, you have a
Okay.
great weekend. Thank you.
You too. And Happy New Year.
Happy 2026.
Let's do it. Bye bye. And to everybody else, no closing music tonight. So it's just going to be me. Thank you so much for coming. I hope you got any useful information out of this thing we call show. And please come back on as I said, on the 6th of February. We'll be back. It's a menace. It's a threat. Okay? Bye-bye.